Giving a voice to the voiceless, we share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside The Wire.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside The Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hey, how is it going out there tonight? Jim, hi, everybody. We are on with Patriots Inside The Wire live. We are coming to you with multiple stations here, and we got a big show, and we've already got a lineup down there. So I'm going to go ahead. Welcome to the show, Wednesday Warriors, and happy holidays, or whatever it is you like to say in your home. Our home is yours. We have some stuff for you. We are going to... Jim, we're going to spill some tea, number one. And we're also going to give a lot of great information. So we have a couple of very, very good individuals up here. You're all good. I want us to all be good people and work together, right? So happy holidays. Jim, very good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
That's right. You know what? We're going to go ahead and bring up, we have someone here that's on standby. He's being lent to us by, I don't care which team you're on. This is about people. So welcome to the show right now, Mr. Sid Miller, Patriots Inside The Wire. How are you doing, Mr. Miller?
Well, good evening. Merry Christmas, everybody.
You as well.
Yes. Now, give us something. Where are you at and what is going on for Christmas there?
Well, I'm on the road. I'm almost to my destination, Tyler, Texas. I'm parked in front of a Whataburger. My wife just went inside and ordered our dinner for the night. But I'll be here in East Texas. I've got a couple of interviews, a TV station, a radio station tomorrow. I'm going to tour the Cavender's Ranch at noon, and then I'm speaking to the Republican Club tomorrow night here in Tyler, Texas. So doing the East Texas thing tomorrow. Uh-oh. I lost your voice. Hang on.
Fine. I was muting listening to you. You're good.
Okay.
I am asking you, your Christmas tradition, do you have something you'd like to tell your fellow Texans? And, we're everywhere right now. So what do you have that you'd like to tell everybody as far as Merry Christmas? And what do you do? Like, what is the thing for you in Texas?
Well, I am very fortunate. We're blessed. This will be our first Christmas without my mother. She passed last December. She was 96 years old. My dad passed several years before that. So it's just the siblings. There's 5 of us. 3 of us live in Stephenville. The oldest brother, he lives about 40 miles away in Comanche. And then one sister has to drive from Denton. So she's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But we will all get together. And that's the Miller side of my family. And my wife's side of the family, her 2 sisters live in Stephenville. So we don't have to travel much. Everybody's pretty close. So it's pretty easy for us to get together. We had over 40 people at my house on Thanksgiving. And but my sister that lives in Stephenville will be hosting everybody for Christmas. So we'll be over at her house. It's a long drive. It's 10 minutes for me. Oh, you're muted again. I can't hear you.
It's the mute. Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
We're gonna bring up Gunny Claus. I saw him laughing at me there, and I'm gonna ask him, am I on the good list or the bad list for that one? So Sid, we're going to ask you, obviously, get in touch with me, please, about the inauguration. More than happy to go. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to throw something at you that I've thrown at someone else at the White House. We want to play. We've got one of my songs.
Oh,
and
good.
we have one of Uncle Rhino's songs. He is now part of a village with us, and I'm working on getting us to play as a Gold Star band. What better way at the inauguration?
Perfect. Well, good luck with that. I know you.
No, honey. I'm looking right at you. Make the call.
Okay. Well, I'm not. Actually, I've decided not to go to the inauguration this time.
Oh. Well, all right. Well, we'll figure it out. But we're going to get up there. We're going to play as a band, and we're going to take care of our people, and I look forward to it. But, Sid, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I know you're pulled over. I don't want to hold you. I know that Gunny Claus wants to come up really quick. I've got the Marine Rapper. I've got a full lineup tonight. Would you like to meet Gunny Claus or the Marine Rapper right here?
Well, sure. But before I leave, I want to make sure that I wish you and Cash a very Merry Christmas. All your listeners, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a very happy and prosperous New Year.
Aww. Yes, and send stars, everybody. I saw that was put out by Texas Brew. We got a surprise. It's coming. Thank you for that. I am going to pull up Gunny Claus for you, but Sid, as you know, here at Patriots Inside the Wire, we're like family. I know you're on the road. When you need to go, you say, good night, Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
That's the Texas way on Patriots Inside the Wire. Tonight you have Gunny Claus. It's not. It's the American way. We have Gunny Claus here, and I also want to bring up, well, something there happened too. There he is. Hey, Gunny, you're muted there. Not me. TMR, how are you?
What's going on, y'all? I'm great.
There
I'm
we
great.
go.
I'm in the studio. Recording.
Oh, good. Everybody
Yeah.
stand by, I promise you. Listen, we have an acclaimed artist, Joshua Martin, who is coming. And a big
dope.
surprise, Texas Brew is, we've got some stuff brewing in the music industry. We've got some big news and a big story. I want you to stand by. But Gunny was so gracious to give us his time. He's all ready for us. So, Gunny, can you please give us our Christmas message out there to everybody?
Gung ho ho. I just got done with an event, so that's why I'm still dressed up. Literally just walked in the door so I could get on the broadcast with you and say hi to my good friend TMR there. Semper Fi.
What's up, man? Finally get to see you in person.
Well, you know what? Y'all can use Patriots Inside the Wire anytime to connect. Here's what we ask. Please get your subscribers and your followers to do the same. That's what we wish for Christmas, is for everybody to come together. Let's follow. Let's subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook. Gunny, you look amazing, by the way. So I'm glad that you're still all dressed. TMR, man, you've got so much. But I did want to get the two of you on the screen because I knew that I needed to connect you between my conversations with, apart from the two. Gunny, you just came back from a wonderful trip. And there were so many Santas in a picture. I cannot find you in the picture. But having you here in like, we're live right now on so many channels right now, and everybody's like Gunny Claus when I was saying that today. And I was like, yeah, there's a Gunny Claus. It's Marine, everybody, but we support all branches and all people here at Patriots Inside the Wire. As you know, I'm going to say it. Army over here is on the screen. We've got Mr. Jim McCullum down here who fell off. There he is, Mr. Jim McCullum with Patriots Inside the Wire. He's Marine too, so I'm a little outnumbered right now, but that's all right.
As it should be.
It's okay. It's okay. I won't be here in a minute. I've got some news for you, and you're going to find out that I'm actually not outnumbered at all. So and I cannot wait. I can't wait. But I have to, because I want to hear what you have to say. Gunny, I know that your time is, but you're ahead of me right now as far as being live, and you've been gracious with your time. So I want to give you that moment to say, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because I'm not going to get on the bad list and keep you. So you are allowed to hit leave studio, and we love you. Merry Christmas.
So I don't do the naughty list. That's Santa. My list is either the go or no go. All my veteran friends will know what that means. And
TMR, you set me up. You could have helped me on that one.
I don't think TMR's heard that one yet. I mean, he knows the term, but he doesn't know I use it that way.
I know. Yeah, I know the term because we're all Marines and stuff. So, but I didn't know how he used it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the picture from SantaCon in New York City, I can't even see myself. There's so many Santas in it. And it's a great event. They raise money for charity. When they first started, they were raising money for Toys for Tots. But with so many charities out there, they switch it up every year. And so this year they're doing, I believe, St. Jude. And just a great time going across New York City. Everybody's having a great time. It's really fun being there. We're real close to West Point. So even though I'm a Marine, I'll see cadets from West Point coming down into the city, and they'll be dying to take a picture with me. I'm bilingual. I can say hua.
I heard that.
Yeah. And,
so everyone out there that is Army. So we're using lingo now that's between Army, Marine. Catch you up there. You're not missing much on that part, except that I want to say thank you for your service, number one, on this screen to TMR and Gunny Claus both. Obviously, thank you for your service. That's number one.
Yep. And as you were saying, you want to get down to the inauguration. I want to get down to the inauguration too.
Okay.
At the last inauguration of Trump, I ran into a friend of TMR's, Topher. He was down there.
Yeah. Topher.
Still waiting on that Christmas song from TMR.
All right. So mine.
Hey, you know what? So in 2023, I recorded a song every single day. So from 2023 to 2024, I recorded 365 songs. And I did the 30 days of Christmas. I did all that. So I have a whole bunch of songs that you can use for anything you want. But they're like from a Marine perspective too. Like when you listen to it, it sounds like, I use entendres and stuff. And for example, like if I said red light, it was, kind of like infrared beam and stuff like that, but it's saying Rudolph at the same time. So so you'll love it. It's a Marine twist on Christmas. It's called How the Marine Slayed Christmas. It's an album on Spotify right now. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to go look for it.
No, yeah, you have my permission right now. All of y'all, anybody could use it if you guys want some different type of Christmas music. Let me bring it up on my phone right now. Let me see if you guys can see that. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I got you.
We're not worried, but we can. I'll make sure I get that out.
Can you see that?
You.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Send me a message.
It's me as the Grinch.
Yeah, I want to see it better. So if you'll send that to me, I'll make sure we get it out to everybody on here, so that they can see it as well. Because I do want to see you dressed as a Grinch. That's for sure.
It's just a cartoon. I do got a Grinch hat though, so.
Oh,
Nobody is topping Gunny Claus right here. Look at that.
Nope. He's the man. Gunny, you know what I was going to do? I want to do this just so everyone would understand what you're saying. He was just gone. I won't give away your locations or anything. Remember, stand by. We have Joshua Martin. Hey, I'm good at OPSEC. We have Joshua Martin. You have to stand by for this and the information we're bringing you. Look at this picture. Tell me you can find Gunny Claus.
Holy cow.
No. Absolutely not. I was like, no, you're not supposed to.
Can you bring that back up? Where were you at? Were you in that part?
I think I'm somewhere in the area of the blow up Santa.
Of course.
But I mean, that was a really great event. I mean, I connected with them on social media. I got down there early because I'm a Marine and it's 15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior. So I was probably there at 6 o'clock and they kicked off at 10 o'clock. And so, you know, I got there early and being a Marine, I started helping out because they needed a hand. And the next thing I know, I'm getting the pass to go in and cut the lines and have all the fun with everybody else behind the scenes. And I can't thank them enough for letting me do that. And I can't wait to go and do it again next year.
I have been keeping up with you, Gunny, and I just want to say thank you for everything you're doing and your support that you've given. You have been just amazing throughout the whole time that Patriots Inside the Wire has been building. And we want to say thank you. We do have some things that are coming that later on I'll announce. But as I know the time difference and in pulling you like that, I was like, this is the time to get you. And you're so busy. So Santa, you're allowed to go fill the toys up and go take care of the kids.
Unfortunately, I've got a VA appointment in the morning for pain management. They got to give me a shot in my back so I can keep walking. So I do have to take off. I really appreciate having you here, TMR. It was good meeting you, seeing you again. I hope to see you in person somewhere.
Yeah,
I missed you in person. I missed you in Hawaii. I didn't know you were there.
I was in Hawaii, yeah. I was in Hawaii, and I may be in the inauguration. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
I'll take a look for you. I won't be wearing this. I'll be incognito down there, you know.
But you'll still have this, right?
I don't get rid of this no more. No, this is all real. So thank you so much, and Semper Festivus, and have a good night.
Well, thank you, Gunny. Thank you so much for joining us, Patriots Inside the Wire. Thank you so much. TMR, stand by. I'm about to bring up Josh as well. You're blurry behind you. There you go. Gunny is going to go out now, and he is going to take care of the kids. So TMR, man, like with the inauguration and everything, you know that we're working on that too. We're actually working on a lot as far as music. Do you know Joshua Martin?
No.
Out of Texas?
No.
So out of Texas, we have a great singer-songwriter. We've got a lot going on. There's an actual songwriter singing contest going on, and it's in its final rounds. An unbelievable amount of information to bring to you that I want to bring in because we have a radio show. Hey, we have a radio show as well as the broadcast. So we're no longer just, on here it's Patriots Inside the Wire. We're not just a broadcast with a Heroes production company. We've also joined forces with Texas Brew Radio and several others. We're building our village, our tribe, and it is coming together. And that is where you're about to find Joshua Martin. I guarantee if you don't know his name and you go listen to a couple of songs, you've heard his music. He's a staple is what I call it here in Texas with his music. And then Texas Brew Radio. Texas Brew Radio is Mrs. Cynthia right here that we are teaming up with. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? Now you're muted. It's not letting you talk. Oh, tried.
Okay, are you good?
There we go.
We are. Cynthia, welcome to the show.
Is evil today, guys.
Yes, technology has been fun today, but welcome to the show, Cynthia. This is Texas Brew Radio. The Marine rapper, Mr. TMR, is over there at the top. You've got Mr. Jim McCullum with you to the side. Gunny Santa was there. We've got a lot going on. It's our Christmas show. We have announcements, Cynthia.
We have a lot of announcements. Which ones are you talking
about? I want TMR to hear about music and radio and what we're about to do and blow the roof off of everything.
Oh my goodness. So there's a lot. I landed here as a COVID transplant and was doing a bar rescue. And after I fired everyone, hired a staff, fired all of the customers, that was fun. we brought in live music once we made the playground safe again. We brought the artists in, and they brought like a whole different clientele. It was really awesome. We had college volleyball coaches and teams, basketball teams, and lots of really like good people hanging out finally. We brought the artists in, and it just still was like a 90-hour a week thing, because everybody who used to hang out had to be told that they couldn't hang out, and they didn't like being told that. So I had to be there all the time, because down here in Texas, like, we don't just have cops and highway patrol, like, we have our own bar police. And when things happen at your bar, that's a lot of paperwork. And if too many times you have to fill out paperwork, that's a lot of money that goes along with your paperwork. And so when you run in a place like that, you just spend a lot of time there. And my artists were like, Cynthia, this is not where you belong. Like, we love what you did for the community, but you like need to get out of these walls. And so what's crazy is, like, I always joked with everyone. They're like, why are you always here? Every time I come up here, you're always here. And I was just like, well, I just told them I was crazy, and this was my padded room, except for my room wasn't padded. It was mirrored. This venue, the entire venue was mirrored walls, behind the bar, beside the bar, like the freaking pillars were mirrors, like everything was mirrors.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to clean that every night. It was awesome.
And Cynthia, so that led to Texas Brew Radio.
It did. One of the artists I used to own, she founded Texas Brew Radio. Yes. Another one of my artists, that would be Kim Hunter. She won season 8 for the Texas State Songwriters Championship. And then Ninja Cowboys begged me for a year to take it over. And I had quit that bar rescue and went to another, and that venue sold the place because it was going good. And I was like, you know what, you guys are right. I think I need to just take a break and hang out with some musicians and enjoy some music for a minute, because that was a lot. Like, I got welcomed to Texas in like it almost seems like a movie set, because at any given time I'd have like 4 different biker gangs all wearing colors sitting in the same bar. And my bar was like,
what kind of show am I on?
Maybe. So, and then like, it was like Yellowstone meets White Trashville meets Biker Alley meets Mexican Mafia, like all of it right in the same thing. And it was an Irish pub, which was all weird to me. We didn't even have Guinness.
Dang, Guinness.
Yes. So, but it was a great place. We made it a great place. We brought in comedy on Monday nights, which
like
that was my security, because I could not convince the owner to pay for security. So I was like, how do I get people in here that I know are safe, that will, watch my back? Because Monday nights, if you're out at a bar on a Monday night, like, that's not your normal crowd of bar drinkers. Monday nights are just different, man. They're just different. I can't even explain it to you, but they're just different. So we did that, and now we mix music with comedy, and we've been going and going and going, and
it's 10 years. It's your 10-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Championship, it's the 10-year anniversary. I've been involved with it for 2 years, and it's also 2 years then for the radio. This is our 3rd year in the downtown stockyards, and that's kind of a big deal, because that's a historical, that's one of the music meccas that we have. And with Texas just now taking over that #1 spot for music, it's important to build that. And so last year, this time, I was just talking earlier today on Fishbowl Radio Network about it, because I own Texas Brew Radio, but we are an artist support station. And in order to do that, we have to together go further. So we collaborate with a lot of different stations. We have a station, Kins FM, out in Fargo, North Dakota. They give us Texas takes over the North Dakota airways in that area for a whole month of Mondays for Songwriter Septembers. So the competition that we're getting ready to do this weekend, all of these artists will be on the air with me in September up in North Dakota, which is really cool that, we're not just getting them known around the people around here. Like, we're really pushing them and pushing Texas and, you know, that good, wholesome storytelling, actual music that still has soul in it, into the country so that our country can heal a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. I know. And so the big news is that Patriots Inside the Wire has joined up with Texas Brew Radio. So Patriots Inside the Wire will now be on Texas Brew Radio. And not just that, we are all working on something that's about to come together and bring everybody in the scene together a lot more. So
There's
we have
so many
Uncle
things.
Rhino.
We have artist development. We have
Yes.
veterans being supported on multiple levels because there's
Right.
Patriots Inside the Wire. And then all of our shows with the Texas State Songwriters, Texas Brew Radio, 20% of our shows go towards the North Texas Warrior Golf Association, which helps
Curtis.
socially reintegrate and rehabilitate combat wounded veterans in the DFW area.
Yes, ma'am. We love
And they
Curtis.
work with other organizations, like they were part of Carry the Load this year. They were partners with them. Brandon Aubrey with the
Brandon
Dallas
Aubrey.
Boys picked North Texas Warriors for his
Yeah,
My
Cleats for a Cause. Cleats for a Cause. North Texas Warriors Golf Association is Curtis Fowler. Thank you to them too. They were on this year and they were picked by Carry the Load and Brandon Aubrey, Dallas Cowboys. Oh, that's what that is. The kicker.
Well, a little bit of backstory about them. They have been around since 2000. Well, they've been around for over a decade. I think it's 2011, over a decade. I need to look at that. And that was horrible of me to not have that like right there. But ntwga.org is the website. You can go find out, but I really do believe it's 2011. And their mission is 0 veteran suicide. 22 veteran, that's in numbers even different than that. It's worse than that. But for the sake of time, let's go with 22 is the known number for average veteran suicides a day. And so their mission is 0. And in the life of their organization, they have not had one member commit suicide. And that is an improbable thing that they have proven is possible. And that's why we do what we do to support that organization. Speaking of veterans, this guy right over there.
You are correct. We have several here. I just have to say this because
radio t-shirt.
The algorithm picks up things. So I have to say this. When we mention a word on here, unfortunately on social media, I have to now say, if you're in need of help, please call 988 because of the 22 a day. We want to make sure you're taken care of. So anytime we mention that word, Cynthia, we usually choose our different words because they don't like us to use that word online. So they will cut our accounts literally. So I'm putting it out there to everybody. Please call 988 if you or anyone you know is in need of help. But I've got all Curtis, and they are amazing. But more back to you. So Texas Brew Radio.
Well, we're really going to have to figure out how to do that when you, because I was going to have you bring Dan Wesley White on and his song, literally, that's the name of his song.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, we're going to figure that out because I want to say that this weekend, I'm not kidding, like it's the finale for the big songwriters. It's been going on all year. And we're down to the finale. We have Joshua Martin sitting over there just hanging out, like listening to us. He's our featured artist tonight here with TMR. Joshua, welcome to the stage up here at Patriots Inside the Wire. I wanted to get you and say hello. You're right there beside Cynthia. So,
well, how's it going, everybody? Down here in Victoria, Texas tonight. Thank you for your services. Well, Semper Fi to my Marine Corps buddies there. I was Coast Guard, 23 years, and basically I enlisted, was the only Coastie in my whole family. We go back to the Revolutionary War all the way to North Carolina. My 4th great-grandfather was Confederate Cavalry. Dad's side, we had Union Army of the Irish Brigade, and then it goes all the way into World War I, World War II. Great-grandfathers were Navy. All 3 of my uncles were in Vietnam, cousins in Desert Storm. And I served in Iraq 2005 and 06. One thing I will say is that music has saved my life and many others. And also, I know you're a Gold Star mom, so, you know, my heart goes out to you. And I lost more friends back at home than I lost over downrange. And I was only one of 200 Coasties that got selected to serve with the Royal Commandos and the Aussies and the SEALs and some of the Marine Corps based units going up into Qasr and Al-Basra in Iraq. I volunteered, and I did such a good job, I went back again the next year. On the side,
for your service.
I'm a retired bosun mate senior chief, command senior chief, E8, same as Navy. And I made a lot of great friends, brothers and sisters. And, you know, and while I try to heal myself and other veterans through music, you know, I write a lot about everything. And people asked me a while back about, you know, music, what do you write about? Well, divorce, heartbreak, alcoholism, drugs, suicide, bills, life, growing up, coming into age. So my first record, I'll show a shameless plug, self-titled. I've been hand signing these and sending them out on my website, joshuamartinofficial.com, which is really how I met Cynthia. She helped me design my webpage and really promoted me here in Texas. And I've been sending out CDs, and this really cool artist, if you can see it, Terry Hollerman, did a picture of me playing one of my early shows when I was retiring from the Coast Guard, when I first put my band together, and decided that when I retired, I was going to work for nobody and just play music and tour, which is exactly what I did. May 18th, 2022, did my last hand salute. If you go through my profile pictures on Facebook, go back 4 or 5, you'll see me in my full dress Bravo uniform, you know, all dressed up for the day. And I threw my razor in the trash can, grew my hair out what I still could. And here I am, an outlaw, which I grew up total country boy, only child on a farm. And let me just tell you, I think my parents wanted to have 8 kids. They had 1. That had all the chores, get up before school, get home, walk the 3 miles up the gravel road, which is a true story, and one of my upcoming songs. And, you know, we were a subsistence family. We hunted, we fished, we raised animals. I learned the hard way not to name your favorite, you know, hogs and chickens. Of course, you know, there's some great stories of that too. You know, we had BAR rooster, which was a badass rooster, and we had AR, which everybody thought, oh, assault rifle rooster. No, he was asshole rooster. I'm just going to say it. It's not that bad these days. Anyways, chicken soup was delicious, but our pigs Hamlet, and, you know, and bacon and whatnot. But we had a sense of humor, and you know, I just want to thank again, you know, Texas Brew Radio and Cynthia and this whole Texas Music Association and the Singer-Songwriter Championship coming up. It's highlighting a lot of people in music, you know, and as I travel around with my old Martin a lot, and I'm a lead guitar player by trade. I played for years where I didn't write, and all of a sudden, you know, when I got back from my trip to Iraq, I decided to see if I could sing. Tired of the people like trying to sing my songs that I wrote, and you know, I did a lot of stuff. I can't read music. I play by ear. I play mandolin, banjo, harmonica. All those sounds of Merle and Charlie Daniels and Waylon and Willie, all the way down to B.B. King. I soak up everything I have, you know, from Jimi Hendrix to Led Zeppelin to Waylon to Willie to Merle to George Strait.
Hey.
I love Texas music. Ray Wally Hubbard. I mean, oh man, and Charlie Robinson. I got to meet him right before he passed. Incredible songwriter out of Bandera. My heart's here in Texas. All my grandchildren have been born here. 2 grandsons, two granddaughters.
Grandchildren?
Yeah, and my oldest daughter's in College Station.
Wow.
My middle daughter went to A&M, and she was in Houston as a nurse, but she just took a job in Boulder, Colorado, so not an excuse to go out there and play.
Oh, yeah.
My son is down in Seadrift near Port O'Connor, and then I'm here in Victoria, where my lady love, partner here, Amy, and I coexist and travel around. She follows me around. You see another little cute blonde, not Cynthia, you're cute too. We love you a lot. She travels
be in
around.
striking range.
I've got to give her just a little bit of kudos. She knows all the words to my songs, sometimes better than I do. Like when you write these songs, like people are like, "Oh, I love that new song you did." I'm like, "Yeah, I hope I can remember the lyrics to it." You know, and it's a lot of times. There's a new one coming out on the 20th called "We're Never the Same," and it really just talks about. And I want to give you the backstory of this song because since we're talking about veterans. So last year in December, I was kind of home alone in my little Bayou Hunt House camp in Louisiana with my Navy veteran buddy that's been with me for like 20 years, watching my house, watching my dog when I was deployed. He was retired and disabled, and he pretty much just watched my house and dog, whatever need be. And he hasn't drank since 91. And I like a cold beer. I've got one right now, and because I deserve it, damn it. And I'm at home. I'm not driving anywhere.
And you serve, man.
But he hasn't drank since 91. So last year in December, I decided I wasn't going to drink the whole month of December and just spend time writing songs and hanging out with my good friend Roy, call him Bad News Roy. It's always bad news, but it's entertaining for the news in the morning. Like, what bad news do you have for me today? What's broken on the truck or Harley or boat or camper or your dog bit who? Anyways, Roy's been a long-time friend of mine, so I decided to take the whole month off to write music and just cook food and just reminisce, and that's what we did. Well, I got to New Year's Eve, and I thought, you know what? I made it 30 days, 31 technically. Christmas, my birthday's the 23rd. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, my kids are grown.
Happy birthday.
So it's coming up, right? Monday the 23rd.
It is.
So half the songs I wrote on this next record that's coming out. Did I lose you?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. And
we've got Tennessee chiming in for music.
During that time, and then in January I decided to keep going. So I went 60 days, you know, and just a little bit tidbit of that song that's coming on Friday. That I have a line in the second part. Coffee and iced tea keep me out of the bar scene. I wish you could see me now, living through these ups and downs. Love is a powerful thing, worth more than any damn diamond ring. Want you to walk away, just another sad song we all sing. Can you hear me now? I'm crying out loud. Can you hear me now? I'm crying out loud. We're never the same. So that song kind of cuts into, you know, as veterans, we're never the same. You get back from tours and deployments, and I'm a statistic, unfortunately, of where I was married with 3 children. And don't get me wrong, I will love the mother of my children forever. But after 29 years, we parted ways right when I was retiring, and that was tough on the kids and I. And I was just gone a lot. And then, you know, and then there's back in the day when I was drinking too much, thinking I was bulletproof when I came back. While I still love a cold beer and old fashioned, I don't drink them like I used to. And I certainly don't get in my vehicle or Harley. And back when I got back from Iraq, another song called If I Fall. And I know American Suicide's coming up, but when I'd
have to come get you if you got behind the wheel. So I'm glad that you're saying that.
Yeah, no, I'm very smart about that. But when I got back, I was being reckless for my second tour. And people thought, oh, he's just blowing off steam. He's fine. No, I was not fine. Yeah. I was testing how far the good Lord was going to let me go and be in this skin suit. And amazingly, I pulled myself out by myself. But the song If I Fall, my first record, and there's an amazing, wonderful backup singer, Amanda Webb, who sings on that song with me. It's really becomes a duo in the end. That's on my debut record. But it's about, you know, really like if somebody's down, lift them up, pull them up. Do you need a hand? Can I pick you up when you're falling down? Don't let me drown. And that was part of the line of the song in the end. But also American Suicide. I know that we keyed that one up. That was a single I put out right before the election. First of all, I'm an independent. I'm a conservative. I'm liberal. I'm conservative. I'm back and forth. I'm all over the road. if you look at my Facebook page, it'll say I don't do politics, they're poison. What I wrote, American Suicide, was about people who are struggling, not just veterans, first responders, people going through divorce, domestic violence, whatever. And it has kind of an alt country feel, and I know we keyed that one up, but it has a really I would say almost like a Chris Cornell, Pearl Jam back in the days. And I don't know what I'm playing because I'm self-taught. And when you hear the electric version with the band, you know, it has a really powerful feel to it. And, you know, the second verse of the song, for those that struggle, you're not alone. When a world gone mad, but don't throw any stones. Don't be part of the problem. From rags to riches, which was me. I grew up very poor and made a very good living for our family. But then we go from gold to dust. And, you know, like all that gold we collect, including my beautiful old Martin guitar here that I love to death and I've beaten the hell out of. It's all dust when we go and rust, and we live in a world where you can't trust. And so I'm trying to put these messages out. At every song on my record, there's no co-writes. They're all mine. And the new record of 10 songs is the same way. Every song is a true story or a real experience. Yeah. And I just want another plug to Texas Brew Radio. Cynthia really helped bring me out in Texas, and my name's getting more and well known. And it's a great thing to support fellow veterans. And I say that this heals people and saves lives, like those shirts you buy for the Children's Hospital. It's the same thing. And
it does, Joshua. Literally, what you're saying, ironically, is how I met Cynthia. Saying, you know, I bet you TMR's going to chime in a minute, but I'm looking at Cynthia, and thank you, by the way, because you knew what Gold Star was. A lot of times we have to explain that. I do want to include Jim up here. Jim is a Gold Star father. Lance Corporal Riley, part of the Afghanistan 13. I am outnumbered, except now that I have Joshua, we can represent all branches almost.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Cynthia,
Senior Chief retired. First name Senior, last name Chief. If you're in trouble, it was both.
But,
yeah. The Marines will understand, you know, on the Navy boat, when the Senior Chief or Master Chief came around, it wasn't a good thing. Usually the non-rates would turn and go the other direction. And I always love it when people stalk my Facebook and they go back just a little bit and they see what I really looked like a few years ago. But thank you, my fellow veterans, and thank you for giving me this great time to sound off with you all.
Oh, definitely. You're not done. I want to say thank you. I see you there. Brian Roman, shout out. Shannon, I see you all there. They're plugging in from Nashville. There's a lot of stuff happening in music, crossing over. That goes back with Cynthia and I working together, me finding TMR, Jim and I coming together as two Gold Star parents of two sons that should be here. Music, what happened is I crashed. You know, I'm a truth teller. I literally got through what I call fighting, you know, having to get through, like, how am I supposed to choose what I'm supposed to do? How am I supposed to pick what's going to go on that headstone? How am I supposed to be going through something this much later? Literally, like something is happening to me right now. I'm telling the truth tonight, y'all. I literally have something. I want y'all to check it out. It's Williamson County, Texas. And some people out there just for some reason just don't know how to leave good people to be good people. And so I really want to push that message. You can do a lot by just being kind. You can do a lot by saying, you know what, we may not agree. Let's agree to disagree, but don't come at me. Do not come and try to take my child, his headstone, tear down memorials. We don't do that. So right here on Patriots Inside the Wire, we go grab other people who say, no, we're not going to take this. So Joshua, the reason I'm telling you this is because while I was going through this recently, and I haven't been able to tell my story yet, and we're not going to do that tonight. I'm just telling you that something's going on. And in the first time in history, I am the first Gold Star mother ever that has a case, which is public. So I'm not saying anything you can't find. It is absolutely horrible. If anyone knows who Westboro Baptist is, It's not them that did it, but they brought them with them. So it's a bad deal is what it is. So Cynthia and I met when, you have a lot of people who are like, let me take this part of you. Let me take this part of you. You do have a connection somewhere. And I'm quiet. I've kept to myself. I shut myself in. And then I kind of have been out there in the music scene. I am from Nashville, grew up there, homeless. People look at me like, nah, no, food, like for real. I lived on like the block cheese and you have to cut off the mold. I'm not kidding. Paper, food stamps, you name it. Joshua, when you were saying that, like, I get it. Trying to find shelter, I get it. When this just happened, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I cannot break. I started writing, and I'm not kidding you. I wrote 500 songs in the last 3 months just because I was like, I need something therapeutic.
Well, it's an outlet, and I've learned on my phone. I used to have a journal on my bed and write down notes.
Yeah.
And while I have 20 professionally recorded songs now, and one record out and one coming, and singles out on Pandora and iTunes and Apple Music and all that crap, literally crap, because if I sell one of these, I actually might make $15-20, but online, I think my royalties this month for thousands of spins, I think was $2.53.
No way.
I get a full $5, they can keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all right. It's not why I do it, but I will say
working on that. That's for sure.
You and every other veteran and Gold Star family, we have to look for the light in things and forget about the darkness and bring things to light and brighten things up. And, again, I look at my high school picture, which was, very small. There was a lot of people gone, and that was from suicide, drunk driving, murder, terrible diseases. I mean, you name it. And it can be a sad world if you focus on that. But I'm trying to do better. I call this my second summer in life. I will be 53 next Monday. And I've decided that the second summer of my life, hopefully I get the next 50, we'll see, that I'm just going to continue to do things and be bright and positive. And I've got plenty of naysayers. We always do. People hate success. And while I'm not filthy rich or famous, I'm living comfortably. I haven't applied for a single assistance, a job, since I retired May 18th, 2022, and I'm fine. I'm going off of my gut, my music, my love for fellow men and women in this country that really care about good things like you all. And I'm proud to be part of this. And again, like, Texas is huge, as we all know, and I think it's the best state in the union. Like, even though I wasn't born here, I'm a Hoosier. I'm glad my whole family.
I won't hold it against you.
I forgot my mom. I shout out my mom and my Aunt Fanny. They're in Corpus Christi, retired. And so it's cool to make my way around Texas. And, I think a lot of people, I wish I was born here. I wasn't. I'm not going to claim I was.
Well, you've been here long enough.
I got here in time, but I changed my driver's license and gun permit and my plates and even my Texas veteran plates. At first, I was a little bit embarrassed at first. They put the handicapped disabled veteran on there. And until I realized that some of the bigger concerts I wanted to go see my friends like Cody Jinks blowing up, then all of a sudden I get front parking. It's not so bad. But
hell yeah.
And I will say this for also, again, being a 100% disabled veteran, people can't always see your scars, whether it's PTSD. I have major hearing loss in my left ear, broke my foot 3 places, 2 shoulder surgeries. My vest saved my tail in Iraq, and I got chest injuries. Scars on me. I can't even keep track of it. My breathing is terrible. God knows what's wrong with me, but somehow even my what do they call that doctor? The pulmonologist. I don't even know what they are. Pulmonologist. He's like, I'm surprised you can even sing. And I'm like, well, it makes me happy and it keeps me going. So I do it. And there are certain shows where first of all, I don't book a lot of shows in a row because I can't literally get the energy to bring all my equipment and my A game to 2 or 3, 4 nights in a row. Last spring, I did that in California on a 5-week run. And thank you, California, for loving this country boy out there, because they really show me a warm welcome in NorCal and some of SoCal, which blows my mind. And then Texas is right in there as well, where my biggest followings, according to the website, and then shows I book are California and Texas. And I played in Tennessee this year, Kentucky, Indiana, up to New York, and met some amazing people on the road. And I just look back at, like Cody Jinks changing the game. Well, me too. Like I've turned down 3 deals so far. I've got another person, a CEO, hitting me up for a music company. And I like the fact that I hand sign these and I send them out in the mail and people get them and they appreciate them. Like, it's not about the money. And it's been a great ride. And I don't know how much longer I can keep it up, but I'll keep writing as long as I can. And to your point about your 500 songs you've written, that's heals us. And it just takes that one song to touch somebody else in every genre. And I love the fact that we have on here, like I consider myself outlaw country, blues, and southern rock. And we got the Marine rapper. Jim, I don't know if you play or sing, but I can see you at Lance
You're
Corporal.
right.
I write.
Yeah, and I'm going to, pass the wand and the mic, so to speak, but it's important to continue to support each other and get the message out. And every veteran that's playing music right now, I will guarantee you it's not about the money and the fame.
That's right. Joshua, so again, thank you for your service. I do have your songs in here, so I'm going to end up playing a song.
Okay,
but I like hearing from you. We're right here. We're live. I want to ask you a question. This weekend we do have, so everybody, Texas Brew Radio. You can just go texasbrewradio.com. I've got it scrolling here. Remember, we will be a podcast.
It's actually texasstatesongwriters.com.
Okay. Oh, this is your radio station. So this is just going to Texas Brew Radio. And I'll put up.
That won't take them to Texas Brew Radio.
Okay.
texasstatesongwriters.com /Texas Brew Radio will take them to Texas Brew Radio.
You got it. We are also
texasstatesongwriters.com.
I think the first show Friday is at Horace Hall, and the second one is at Pearl's Saloon. Is that correct?
Yes, the tickets cover both shows. So Friday night is our last elimination round. So if there are any songwriters that A, live in Texas, B, perform 50% of their gigs in Texas, or C, recorded and had their masters finished at a studio in Texas, you qualify for Friday night. Come join us, be a part of the network. We do a lot of awesome things. We're able to help artists that are, they might have been playing for 5 years, but they don't have a website because let's just face it, they get taxed every corner they turn. And that's not like Joshua said, that's not what they're out there for. Like, they're out there for the healing thing, not the monetization. So they don't have, but given the right tools, they can take that healing to more people. So we help with discounted websites. We help with getting the electronic press kits and sending out to radio. We help getting them connected with other radio stations, getting them connected with other artists. I don't really know how to send them through the process of releasing a song, but I'm there for them to bounce ideas off when they're struggling.
We're all out there. Like, I welcome people to message me on Facebook or Instagram or email or through my website, joshuamartinofficial.com, that you created for me, which has been really awesome. Every day I wake up and I see somebody either message me or order a record or CD. It's awesome. But I think that's the biggest point, and you nailed it, is it helping other people out. Like, I will be glad to tell you the do's and don'ts of going to the studio. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm very proud of my first record, self-titled. The second one is way better. Why? Because I learned from my mistakes. I spent more time, more money, better musicians. My songs were more thought out. And, I'm sure that everybody else on here and in different genres, like, they go through that. Like, your first mix wasn't your best. My first guitar solo wasn't my best. My first songwriting, my first heartbreak, whatever. I mean, ironically, though, I will say that on my first record, I have songs that go back to when I was a teenager, to songs I just wrote a year or two ago. And that's the cool part about, like, when you own a song, you can speed it up and you can slow it down. You can change it. You can record it when you want to. And I'm tempted to pull out a song this Saturday night from when I was 19 years old, and then one that's like less than a year old. And it's crazy how close they are, but completely different. But I'm very curious too about the Marine rapper. Like, are you on like Pandora or iTunes or Apple Music? And are you doing like Texas? Is it hip hop?
Joshua, Cynthia's giving you a message too. She's been out all day running around for Texas State Songwriters. We've got it all up right here, texasstatesongwriters.com. right, Cynthia?
Yes, that is. If they go
Okay.
to just TexasStateSongwriters.com, it'll take them to the songwriters, but our radio is linked, and it'll go just TexasStateSongwriters.com will take you to all of it. There's a menu there.
Yes.
Yeah. So Friday night is the last chance this year to become part of the network, and the top 3 artists from Friday night will go to Saturday and perform. We have a huge lineup. I don't know if you have that poster, if you want to put that back up there.
I sure do. I will pull that up real quick, everyone.
Man, crammed these artists into this 13 hours of day like sardines.
I'm looking at it right now. I see Uncle Rhino, Katie Beth.
Ninja Cowboy is the founder of the Texas State Songwriters, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie August Rush. It's kind of like the bar musician meets the Juilliard orchestra girl, and they fall for each other, and the baby ends up up for adoption, and so it's the story about that baby, and everybody thinking that he was crazy because he just kept running away. He heard music and everything. It was the shopping carts and the cars honking and the traffic going by and the paper going down the sidewalk. Everything to him was music, and he was like, I just have to write it and they will find me. And so this musician, I've never heard anything that drew me like that. And Ninja Cowboy has a song called Pearl that, like, I'm just like, you know how when you get those scenarios where that trigger and like everything's just like, oh my gosh, I know this. And then it's like, that's not it. That's not that song. Like, that's not.
So Joshua's in the finale already. I know this. Like, Joshua, you're in the finale with the Texas State Songwriters, and that is this weekend. So everybody, we have the website up, the TexasStateSongwriters.com/Texas Brew Radio. We have Texas Brew Radio with us tonight. We're talking about TexasStateSongwriters.com. We're with Joshua Martin, featured here. The Marine Rapper, Mr. TMR is our music man too. Mr. Jim McCullum, Mrs. Cynthia right here is Texas Brew Radio. Texas Brew Radio we just partnered with. That's one of the big announcements tonight. So Cynthia has done our website as well, Joshua. Everyone was talking about that. Thank you, Cynthia. You can hear the music playing on our site as well. We're all about the music, taking care of the people. So Cynthia, we've pulled you into a square right now of people that are beyond patriotism, kind of jump up and run and go, well, we're going to go take care of that in this story. And so I know that we're like, whoa, wait a minute. So I was pulling you back into, let's see. Okay, we've got Texas State Songwriters. That's a big deal, Cynthia. Congratulations.
It is. And so this event is our 10-year anniversary for the Texas State Songwriters Championship. But with our organization getting so big and so many people involved in it, we've decided that it's time to get the community involved in it. So we have formed the Texas State Songwriters Association, officially recognized by the state of Texas as an artist development nonprofit for growth and development and networking, and helping pushing artists across state lines so that we can just be Texas. That's what we do.
Take care of people and music.
It's pretty exciting because it's, at this point, it's direct ran. So no one in our organization can take any money from the organization. It solely goes towards, paying for hotel rooms when we have events for artists. And, if something happens, an artist is down on his luck and breaks his guitar, we, hopefully through the help of the community, we'll have the funds to just help them get a new guitar, because that's not just their life. That's their, that is a chain link that connects a community. When you're used to seeing, could you imagine if you're going to see your favorite artist and he wasn't there because he broke his guitar and no one said anything? Like, we need to be together. We need to support each other.
We do. Music is
imagine that whole guy, the whole downward spiral of him not having a guitar is even worse than the image of it not it not being there to start with. So
that's right. So, hey, Cynthia, that is something we will talk about. I do want to do that with what we're working on. They have that for Operation Vets. There's a lot of programs, but for someone like me, someone like Jim, for you, Cynthia, there's a lot of us that do not fit into that category where your GI Bill or whatever it is you may come out with as a veteran, you can go to these different programs as a nonprofit. There is not anything, Cynthia, for someone like the other types of people you're looking at on the screen. So we've got to talk about that. That is actually something that we've also been working on, because there's so many programs that you'll find for veterans. And I'm grateful, but I'll tell you right now, even veterans will say, look, it's not that great.
Yeah, there is a big partnership happening, and it's more than just me and Tracy. We have Uncle Rhino, and through Uncle Rhino, we have a search and rescue team. SOAR is out in North Carolina taking care of those people right now. There's so many aspects of the organization. We get artists.com. They help get artists into movies. They are, everyone's working together. The CMA of Texas Country Music Association, if you go to their page, they're sharing our stuff. We have a big support network, and we have another development program that we're working on to where we'll literally send artists through a boot camp that will help develop them into something to where we have a label that's going to work with 5 artists a year. Like, we're going to do a boot camp and release artists with the label. That's a trusted source with Uncle Rhino. And, there's so many things.
There's a lot. We could go on forever tonight.
We're in the middle of, finally, 2 years later, I have a problem with, blame it on the divorce or blame it on the experience with the people above. I don't know, but I have a problem with putting things on paper and being stuck. So we are working on the business proposal for the really big picture, the final destination, the business proposal. And I'm not going to say too much about that, but that's really going to be a community changer.
Well, I'm just grateful, Cynthia, with everything that's going on. Like you mentioned, Uncle Rhino, we're all working together. I got a call today. TCMAs, I got a shout out to Sonny right now and his wife, Vicky. They called today and said, hey, wait a minute. And I said, I got you. And you actually already know. I
want to give a shout out to Brenda at the Referral Resource Guide out of Fort Worth. She was born and raised in Fort Worth. She has, been going to the same church for 20 years. She really vets people. Like, she's a for-profit that supports nonprofits. Like, she has many different nonprofits that she gives back into with her advertising. And she doesn't, you have to treat your customers with the same way you would treat somebody that walked into your living room, or you're not advertising with her. And she is aware of what we're doing and what we intend to do. And, she is on full-on support. And so I'm excited to see what comes from that. There's so many people, people are sick of the BS. People know and remember all those Proud to Be an American songs. They remember that time and that period, and they want to be able to
it's bringing America back.
Made us unsocial beings.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to be cool again to be proud to be an American and wave the flag together. And that's where, again, I talk about not being divisive, and music brings us together. And trust me, I've come from all walks of life. And the greatest thing about the military service is that, you don't get to pick who you bunk next to or rack up to, or you serve or fight with, or whatever, their religion or their orientation or their background or their race. That's the greatest thing that I learned in my 23 years of service, was that you got a job to do together. There's no by yourself. You better get over any kind of BS, because they may be there to save your bacon. And I'm constantly pushing, again, the music brings us together. the military, they forced us to be together, but it was a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
TMR
Yes,
is going
and
to
the
head out,
thing-
Joshua.
You know,
If y'all want to talk to TMR really quick, he is going to head out. So I wanted Joshua, because I cut in there real quick because I wanted Cynthia, what we're doing. I wanted TMR to hear it. I knew he was going to cut out. TMR is about to leave us. So stand by, everybody, because Joshua's right here. And Cynthia, I know you've had a long day too. So when you say I need to cut, you need to cut. Because I can
I still
represent.
got to load radio shows before
I will represent, and they can go to my website too to get radio and music. So I got it, Cynthia, for you. Everything going on, I've got everything loaded.
Yes, we have featured
Joshua and I
artists on Patriots Inside the Wire, artists that are being featured by her in her program. I'm sure we'll get Joshua and a couple of others added on there.
Yeah,
I am trying to catch up with everything and keep moving forward at the same time.
Yeah, Patriot Fest, Joshua.
Yes, Patriot
That sounds
Fest.
good time.
That
Yeah.
sign up. If you're a veteran songwriter, go sign. Go get her your information so that she can first off bring you on the show
PatriotsInsideTheWire.com.
about your story and help you tell your story and get your story out there. Because
right.
stories heal. And that's a big thing too, is that, you know, like when, like I really, you know, for when AI first came out and we first realized that AI was in music and AI has been producing music for quite a while now, everybody was freaking out and scared, but I don't really think everybody's as scared anymore because we've watched those movies and so everybody's on the same wave there that we want to support the original artists, not the machines. The machines have already took over Walmart. They've already taken your jobs. Don't let them take your music too. Support your local.
Well, it's a tool, but use it
Amen.
wisely. You know?
Amen for that. And
I recently made my
TMR,
girlfriend
Joshua.
watch all the original movies from like the 80s and 90s, like the Terminator and Blade Runner and The Fifth Element, and like all the stuff that was fiction back then, Escape from New York. All these toys they had are
Think of
reality
it.
now.
They're
But I will
thinking of
say,
it.
I've had songs mastered by a really killer engineer, you know, and producer. And then I ran some through AI recently that aren't bad. But again, like you said, the organic part is I wrote the song, I'm singing it, I'm playing it. I'm just
It's
letting
still
the AI master to check it out. I'm not 100% sold yet on it. I'm very old school. I use nothing but antique guitars and amps and equipment, and I frustrate some people on the fact that I bring in literally antiques on stage. They're like, "Oh my God, you can't go direct." Like, no, we're gonna mic it. It was good enough for Waylon's good enough for me. I mean, I literally use a phaser from the '70s like Waylon used, and they're like, "Well, how did you get that sound on Find My Way on the guitar solo?" Well, easily. I was using a '79 phaser MXR like Waylon used, and a '56 Telecaster through an old Fender Princeton amp, and that's what they used. I mean, shocking that it sounds like that. You can't do that with digital.
Yeah.
Not broke.
Things you can't do.
Right. Joshua, you were asking about TMR. He's about to leave, and I'm going to keep you here for a minute, Joshua. So I know that you asked something, and I had
I'm going to
kinda
look
cut
him
you
up.
off.
I'm already.
I apologize. No, it's my fault. I apologize. But I knew he was leaving, and I was like, hold on. And I kept you. So TMR, I know that he was trying to ask you a question earlier and saying thank you for your service and about your music. I have your song in here, Patriots, but you have some new stuff out.
Yeah, no, let me. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. You did that for me last time, so I feel like this is Josh.
Okay.
Is it Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Joshua. I like to ask because my name's Raymond, so some people just say Ray or something. I'm like, so I like to ask whatever you like to be called. So Joshua. But yeah, so I think you had asked me a question. What question you have me?
About where I can find your music and what style of music you're doing. You know, it says the Marine rapper TMR, but you know, to me that could mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
basically, so I go by the Marine rapper because you know people give people nicknames in the military and stuff like that. I was actually a combat correspondent, so I was Private Joker. If you've ever seen the movie Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
So that's what I did in the military. I was always a reporter, so I was always telling stories of the troops. From patrols to mounted patrols to foot patrols to memorial services, all types of stuff, any types of stories. I was always there. the grunts, they hated me because they're like, why is this reporter always taking pictures and stuff? But by deployment, they love me because they like, oh, wow, thank you for that. And I didn't know that I would actually transfer all those skills later on. And it's crazy. It's cool coming full circle because Jim's on here, because I made songs about his son, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for my experience in the military of doing memorial type articles. So basically, I just made it into kind of like a song. So I've done plenty of songs about honoring his son and stuff like that. But like, so to answer your question, I got the nickname from the military because they're like, oh, that Marine rapper dude. So I had another name or whatever.
We all did.
Yeah. I had another name. I had a lot of names in the military.
We did.
But if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then basically I got out of the Marine Corps. After I got out of the Marine Corps, I moved to Texas. I lived in Round Rock for like half my life. And then I went to school. Well, I lived there for 2 years, and then I went to school in LA to the recording school. I learned how to record myself. I got my audio production degree, and then after that, I got my entertainment business degree, so I understand copyrights, trademarks, all that type of stuff. So I produce all my own stuff. I record my own stuff. I use AI every single day. It may be to strip some vocals or to clean up some noise, but I'm old school, but I'm new school at the same time. So like, I like to at least know how to use it. So
Absolutely.
If somebody's like, here's AI, I go, okay. If somebody's like, oh, all the artists are using AI now and they're combating all the natural artists, at least I would know how to defend against it. So that's where my mind's at. Like,
Well,
I
you're
like
a smart man
both.
to combine
I
them.
like, you know what I mean? I like both. So I could do the just, you know, the corded mic, or I could do the wireless ear monitors or whatever. You know what I mean? I could do whatever. I have the Shure mic here. I got another mic that's corded or whatever. I could do both. But basically, I just like to be aware of both. So I'm not scared of AI because I like to be knowledgeable about it. And being a reporter, I've always had to have references. I always had to have facts. You get in trouble because all the stories coming out of Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of that was derived from stories that we would do. And then that becomes Marine Corps or Army or Coast Guard or Navy property. And they send it to the Associated Press and they ship it to y'all. So by the time they ship it to y'all, we already did a whole bunch of patrols and all that, as you know. And you were in Iraq in 05 and 06, so you know. Yep. I was actually in Habbaniyah. I don't know if you know where that's at. It's,
Didn't go there.
Al-Taqaddum and Fallujah in between there.
Okay. Got friends there, and including my my nephew served in Fallujah and made it back, thank God.
Yeah. I'm glad he's back. But yeah, so I guess I must have served maybe with your. I don't know if he was there in 06, but I was in 06.
Well, he was Army. But again, you know, it's a small world, as you know. You know, I remember pulling into Kuwait one time and meeting up with two people I hadn't seen in a decade from prior service on the same pier in the middle of nowhere, basically, Kuwait heading up to Iraq. And that is a funny thing about the military. You know, it is a very small world. And then you get up into our level. I don't know what your rank was, but I mean, as a senior chief E8, I think Congress approved 45 the year I made it. And I was spent about 7 years. And then my 23, 21 was operational. The last two, I was at the training center, Petaluma, California, where I was pushing the rescue swimmers and taking care of all the new boots, so to speak, coming out of actual boot. And where, again, no one wanted to see me. And I was like, I'm retired. I'm happy to see everybody. But they didn't want to see the senior chief, but because usually they're in trouble. But
I was a sergeant, so I was glad, as you see back there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Marine Corps and a Sarge, I mean, that's big medicine.
Yeah, sergeant in the Marine Corps has some weight
because,
to
as
it.
you know, in the Marine Corps, because that family served in the Marine Corps, it ain't easy to make rank in the Corps.
If you're a sergeant in the Marine Corps, like we would joke around, they're like, if you're a sergeant in the Marine Corps, you're God, like because we're the ones who are we're a leader, but we're hands on with it. So they're like, oh, you don't want sergeant to come down.
You got in trouble, but you survived it, and now you're a badass.
Exactly,
because they're looking at you.
Because our E8s, our master sergeants, our first sergeant, if they come down, then we're really in trouble. So, but
right.
So the
no one wants
sergeant,
to see the gunny.
The sergeants are the killers. You know what I mean? Like, be like, you know, if the E8 comes down, we're in trouble. So by the time E8 comes down, it's like, oh, sergeant already took care of it. You know what I mean? Like we're already good.
Funny,
you know what
as I rose to the ranks, how little I had to say. You know, it's
Yeah.
just so funny looking back. You know, just less than 3 years ago, I had a high and tight and clean shaven, and I
got
every
it.
morning pressed my uniform. If you go back, Tracy,
I got it.
4 or 5 pictures of my profile on Facebook, you'll find me on my retirement day in full dress. Well, there's one. That's me in Louisiana with my old Telecaster. profile picture, you'll see me in full dress. But again, I'm fascinated with you, TMR, with your knowledge and your schooling, and afterwards, and like we're gonna connect after.
Yeah, for sure. Let me answer your question. It was crazy because I live where I live in Round Rock. I just absorbed the country after school. so I was born in Newark, New Jersey. Basically, that's by New York. So like close
which exit? I'm teasing, man.
Murder capital.
Where is that? Well, I thought we were doing OPSEC on here.
Newark, New Jersey is basically they have a lot of nicknames for it, but just basically just across.
Yeah, I heard Round Rock, and then I heard Newark, and I was like, where are we going?
So my my dad's from Georgia, and then like my mom's side is from East Coast, so I'm like East Coast and Southern at the same time. But then because of the Marine Corps, I ended up like absorbing all this Southern, because a lot of the Southern white boys would join, and it's important that I say that because you'll see why in a second. They ended up joining the Marine Corps, and sometimes I was the first black guy that they ever saw in boot camp and stuff. You know what I mean? And so like I would do that, and then we'd be stuck in a Hummer together, and then they're like, I got the aux, I'm gonna play whatever I want to play, and they plug it in, and then it goes, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I'm like, but we're on patrol for hours. So before that point, I wasn't in the country like that. You know what I mean? It grew on me. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see, on the flip side, we would pull up to Iranian boats on the Black Line, and we'd be banging Wu-Tang Clan, Ain't Nothing to You Know What with.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It was whoever had the aux, and because the country boys usually had the aux, I became like I had a little country influence on me. So it's crazy because you will see big articles out there when Shabuzi came out and all the other black country artists come out. I'm in them. You could search me right now. I'm in them because I did a rap version of Oliver Anthony, Richmond North of Richmond. I did a remix, and I was the first one to go viral. It got millions and millions of views or whatever. But it's in Round Rock, and I just rapped over the guitar beat or whatever. And then so they're like, oh, this new country rap artist. But like it was just me talking about my natural life. It wasn't like I was trying to like be country or whatever like that. I just live in the country. I was born in the East Coast, but I just live in the country, just like you. I'm like an implant. So I ended up just living a lot of my life in Round Rock. So basically, you'll hear, to answer your question, you'll hear some country influences, or you'll hear me maybe rap about some. Yeah, it'll be that. You'll hear it. It'll be hip hop, but you'll be like, what? Why is he talking about a truck, or why is he talking about this? It's like literally because that's what's around me. You know what I mean?
And that's where you throw in the hip hop.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So people could be like, oh, I don't, but basically that's what I do.
But that's when you, like, for me, blending the blues, like Albert King, Freddie
I
King,
loved when you did that.
King, Muddy Waters, like
that's
deep in my heart, and soul, and Jimi Hendrix, and I will say, the best guitar player since Hendrix was Prince. He was way underrated until he died.
He was just a great musician, I feel like everybody needs
songwriter, but guitar playing, he was phenomenal.
Everybody needs to just be, especially I feel like when you're a musician, I don't feel like a genre should keep you caged in. You should just explore. I actually met Coco Taylor because my pen pal was a big blues fan, and I met Coco Taylor before she died, and Coco Taylor was like, hey, you need to just keep on going with the music and just keep on doing this. And this is when I came back from Afghanistan in 2007 or whatever like that. But like, I just realized that, you don't have to be one thing. You can express yourself in the way that you express yourself, and you could kind of like cross over in genres, like just how you were doing when you're freestyling on that guitar right there, which was super dope. So I appreciate that. But yeah,
that's what Coco was telling you, is to be yourself,
exactly.
Basically. And that's what I do. When I've been getting like mixed reviews lately, like one person will say, oh my God, it was a really well-rounded. There was blues, Texas blues, country, outlaw, southern rock. There's a little bit of alternative. And I like to say, I'm a little country, I'm a little blues, I'm a little alternative, I'm a lot Joshua Martin. I do my own thing, whatever I'm feeling, how people are feeling. And like a quarterback, I love football, I love sports, America. But I like to be like a QB. When I see the audience, I like to call audibles. If they're feeling old school country, I'm going to Waylon and Willie and Merle and David Allen Coe. If they're feeling Whiskey Myers and Cody Jinks, I'm going that direction, plus my originals. If they want to hear some Stevie Ray Vaughan, or
at some
whatever,
point,
go with it.
somebody got carried away with the labels, and so now that's like we have to like stick everyone in a box.
Oh, Distro Kid and CD Baby, they want you to have 2 genres. So my first record, it's got blues, it's got New Orleans blues, Texas blues, it's got outlaw country, it's got Americana, it's got Southern rock. Well, you're only allowed 2. So I just put country and blues. Screw it.
Also, you can check out. There's other ones called TuneCore and DistroKid, but we can talk about that. We could talk about the details and stuff.
We will offline.
And also, what I think is, if you guys have any like your contacts, if you guys could funnel it to Tracy, and if there's like links for the Texas Brew Radio, Texas State Songwriters Championship, all that stuff, I'll blast it on my socials. I got a big following, so I will send it out to whoever to get the word out there and stuff like that, because. In addition,
it's on the follow TMR.
I do. So I want to help everybody else out and stuff like that, because
you used to be a reporter. We could really, if you enjoy doing that and would
I do it all the time. If you go to my YouTube, you will see that during this whole campaign, I was doing a man on the street I was at the Trump rallies, at Butler rally. I was at all of them. So I do a lot of correspondence and stuff like that. So just if you could pass your contacts up to Tracy, and then I'll grab them all, and then we could just
because I'm thinking that our blog area could use some help.
Yeah, Tracy, you've got my.
You know the Metropolitan. Do any of you know the Metropolitan out of Dallas? The Metropolitan newspaper, when there was newspapers that people looked at.
Right.
Do any of you remember that? In Dallas, Fort Worth, the Metropolitan is a very large newspaper. That's who I worked for, actually, before becoming a Gold Star mom. So I always go back to, nobody ever asked, like, hey, what did you do? So all the press releases and everything that I've done in music and things that I've done a lot in Tennessee. But I've been in Texas 25 years.
Well, then you need to do that on your blog, because what your blog does is acts like an individual website for each blog you post. Every topic you talk about then leads people to your website.
Yeah. Well,
so if you're talking about military, fallen soldiers' families, fallen soldiers' sisters, fallen soldiers' brothers, all those topics that you can write about will lead people to you, which will lead people to everything that's going on.
Sounds great. Yeah. I will look into that.
That's
I did a lot of reviews, TMR.
That's the SEO. It's so when you do that, what she's talking about is it'll send everybody to your thing.
Blogging actually works better than handling the SEO, because it does it adds to your SEO instead of having to go in and sit there on every single little item on your website. Just blog and tell your blog.
That's what that's exactly what I meant. And the more of that you have out, you'll see your accounts blow up and your contacts blow up and everything like that. So
TMR, what I wanted to hit you up on is my following is organic.
Yeah.
So my Facebook right now is pushing 6,000, fan page like 3, international.
That's good.
Instagram like 1,700, TikTok couple grand. But I will say that I pretty much know everybody on there, or met them around the country, and can put a face to them. And I've gotten away from like any kind of boosting or promotion. Like, my numbers are real. They're not huge, but they're real. And they don't really waver much. 1, 2 here and there. But I'm curious about that later on. Again, we have some sidebars. And Trace, I did want to ask you, you had American Suicide queued up, one of my singles.
I do. And so I'll finish with that by saying what I did. I know he's coming. He's going to tell me.
No,
reviews. So I did reviews for music, food, you name it. So Cynthia, we'll talk about that. But I know what you're about to do, TMR. TMR is about to say he's cutting out. But TMR, do me a favor. Please put Patriots Inside the Wire out there, the YouTube channel. I
actually have. That's what I was doing. I was actually posting in my YouTube has 200K. So you were seeing people come in. So
I had to leave mine. We all know that. I left a military station, and I'm not just military, everybody. I really want to push that out there. I am a person. I'm a patriot. I just am a fighter, is what I am. So
I feel like it's just, people should just be like how you're saying. People should just be proud to be American. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be military. You don't have to be a dependent. Just be proud to be American. I remember
good to people and do something that's going to help the community.
There's one point that I want to make as a Gold Star mom to you and the fathers out there, or brothers and sisters. is that too often military members come back and are part of the 22 suicide or are killed somehow or fall to. I honestly believe they should be recognized as gold stars and included in any kind of benefits and brought in. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know.
Oh, I can talk to you. There's stuff happening. That's why I said there's a case in Williamson County.
Some of those are at a lower level and are forgotten, and just, I mean, granted, it's, if somebody's lost in Iraq or Afghanistan or a future war or past war, it all hurts the same. But we all know we lose more here at home when they come back. And I feel like those families are the ones that really don't get enough recognition or help.
Well, Joshua, they're going to think that I paid you to say that, because that's exactly what's partially in those papers. So TMR, you're going to know how. You know Williamson County very well. Check out Williamson County, Texas District Court. You'll find my name. It's public documents. Check it out. Trust me, you're going to want to see what's in there. You're going to want to see who's in it. So, Joshua, you hit on something that's a very big subject that we're taking straight to D.C. So I have been working on it for a very long time as far as the law. It was kicked out. Well, I have 2 websites, so we'll end up getting my Trump stuff on my Patriots site. But that's coming. That's been a fight for a while now. But you are correct, Joshua. I am standing up. I had a mom earlier. She popped in to say she just got her NDAA passed. What happened to her kid should have never happened. She's gotten her fight in. She's done. But something that we're working on is what you said, Joshua, is there's segregation. There's like fighting, and it's like ranking. Mine is better than yours because it was, my kid's killed here and yours is here. And I'm like, whoa, seriously? Like,
it doesn't matter. And I will say, when I was still active duty as a senior chief, I was stationed in northern New York. I was in charge of that area, the Thousand Island chain. Lake Ontario, and Fort Drum was nearby, and I served proudly with a colonel up there who I actually personally rescued, and we became friends on the lake. But what I did witness during the wartime is that a family, if a member was killed in action, they had 90 days to get out of housing. They're on their own. Maybe they had insurance. Maybe they checked the 400. Maybe you checked 100. Who knows? But it was really sad to see families like, you get 90 days, which is not much after grieving, to you're on your own. And that, to me, I thought was the biggest travesty that I witnessed. And, even talking to the colonel privately, like, it's beyond his control unless he personally writes a check.
It is.
And, I just think it's good to bring these things to light because people don't know.
They don't. And Joshua, I don't want to be called gold star. I'm like, I'm creating invisible star. There's an invisible star up in the sky in astronomy. So I'm like, man, that definition is me. I am invisible star, and I'm going to go fight. That's what I'm going to do.
I just feel like everybody's important, and that everybody should be recognized in those ways, especially people who are willing to lay down their life for the country. It doesn't matter where you're at.
And their family,
military, Amen. Gold Star, their family, everything like that. So I also am a big proponent of taking matters into our own hands and not waiting for no government, not waiting for nobody. Just keep on going and coming together and stuff like that. So let's do that. Let's connect offline. It's so great to meet all of you. I got to head out. I've been up since before the sun, but it's great to meet all y'all. And definitely, if y'all need anything about far as like getting the word out for your organization, if you got a new track or whatever you want me to send out. I know you said something's going to drop on the 20th, Joshua. Definitely, if you could send me all their information just to funnel it to you, and then I'll start to connect with Joshua and Texas Brew, and then we'll help that out. But that's what I'm here for, is to like get the word out and be a journalist and be an artist and everything.
And when I take a day or two on the radio, I'm going to be grabbing at you. So to actually do radio, but
sure.
Take a look at those documents. I forgot about Mr. Reporter. I always think of music and my buddy. But Mr. Reporter, you go look at that. I guarantee you're going to be like, oh, shoot. Take a look at that, Timor.
Yeah, people always like, you can't really say you do so many things. It's kind of confusing to people, just like the genre thing that you were talking about earlier. But we all are multifaceted and special beings and stuff like that. So we should definitely get into that. But I want you guys to have a good night, a good holiday, good Christmas. It's beautiful. I know America is so back. I just feel it in the air. I feel like everybody's just willing to come together and unite regardless of whatever. And I'm just excited, and I just appreciate that. And I'm willing to, I'm ready to hear, yeah. If you really want to go there.
Oh, what do you got?
I got the Elon Musk special edition. But
dude.
But I'm just messing with you. No, but anyways, everybody have a good night. I'm gonna holler at you later. And
it's awesome to get connecting.
Yeah. Let's stay in contact, Joshua.
I dig what you're doing. I love your attitude and what you've accomplished, and you should be proud of yourself because 200K on YouTube. That's one of those things where you never know. I put on a video and I might get 12,000 views. I might get 200 here and there, but that's big medicine. And obviously, what you're doing is right and with the right reasons and the right heart. So. Simplify, my friend.
And like everybody starts at zero and stuff like that. I didn't use any promotion either. You just have to keep on going. And
just keeping it real.
Yeah, keeping it real and stuff like that.
This is what you get.
I was told when I was getting out the military that they're not going to like patriotic rap, military rap. That's not going to make any sense.
Yes.
No, I'm just. That's what they said.
I know what you're saying. And you said, watch this.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad they said it because it was fuel.
Oh. The best thing somebody can tell me is that I can't or you won't or you never will. Oh, man, hold my beer because here I come. Joshua, we got to talk, man, because I feel like you got some good stuff, and we need to get together and do something, maybe collaboration, or if you need some, like, far as, like, behind-the-scenes type of stuff, because I know you have great tunes because I heard what you can do right now. You just have to kind of, like, package it and put it together because you should be on the charts, and I'm talking about not necessarily for money, but just to get the message out there to people. I'm also stubborn, so I appreciate that. And again,
I'm just saying it's here. I'm just saying it's here. I'm just saying the help's here.
And they're like, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, we need to talk with you about connecting with Uncle Rhino too, because he'll plug you with some plugs that'll make what you're doing look like.
Well, Cynthia, it's like us. It's like we're the
you got shot up with steroids afterward.
We're just connected. Cynthia and I are like this connection to pull everybody in.
Is real. What you're all doing is heart and passion. You can't buy passion. You can't make it up.
Yeah.
You got to do it for the right reasons. And like everybody on this screen right now are passionate about what we do, and we are not doing it for the money or the fame. And quite frankly, I haven't had dinner yet. We got a pack tomorrow for Fort Worth. We're going to Cody Jenks' Christmas party. Ooh. But this is important, and I really appreciate you inviting me on and welcoming and highlighting some of my songs and playing. And TMR, I can't wait.
We're going to let TMR go.
We'll connect.
You need a lead guitar player, harmonica, banjo, man, something crazy on a rap tune. I'm there.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I didn't want to say all that here, but yeah.
I
had that in my mind, like when you were doing the riffs. I was like, we can grab that and make a little song together or something. But yeah, I'll holler at you guys later. I actually need to eat and then go to sleep because I've been up since 4. So
go, Tim. I got you.
All right.
I got you, buddy. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Hey, where did Joshua? There he is. Cynthia, I know that it's been a long day for you. Joshua, I don't want you to go just yet because I do have your songs and I want to make sure we play it because this is the Christmas show and I want everybody to be able to hear your tunes.
Not the best Christmas song, but it's a song that connects.
I'm hanging out. I've got us on Clapper on live. So
okay, cool. I have both of them. And Joshua, I get everything you were saying. I used to be at brick and mortar stations. I can't anymore. I can't. Yeah. I'll be walking out the door. We're all on strike. So I had like 250,000 on mine. I had to walk away because the stress. I couldn't handle the stress.
And Cynthia's been there and rebuilt, and I totally get it. And the connection, Cynthia and I, we worked together a lot before we met in person. And it's funny and that's the great thing about technology is you kind of know when somebody's heart's in it and they really care. Yes. And I won't mention any names because I don't like to throw shade, but I had somebody, that will promise the moon to help promote me and work on sites and this and that and took my money and did absolutely nothing, who is kind of connected. And they have to live with themselves. Where Cynthia has busted her tail, not just for me, but for a lot of artists and young artists. I think it's Peyton Riley's another one that I've watched coming up. There's a lot of, I think Kylie D maybe I've watched quite a few videos of, and Mr. Jobs. I'm terrible with names. Jason, right? Who I've got to meet and other people, but Just again, what we're doing here, and a shout out to Cynthia, is like she truly cares and puts in way more than she's paid for. And this is why I've continued to support her and her cause and her station.
Yeah.
And it's a two-way street. I mean, she helps me out a ton. Like
Yeah.
if I did hit the big time, she's coming on staff. I'm just saying.
Oh, nice. Well, I decided to go with Cynthia. I had asked multiple people, and I was just like, I do not have a good feeling in my gut. So I was quiet for 2 years, kind of stood back. Nashville's pulling here.
Oh,
Texas
I've been there.
Pulling here. So I work with everybody, and I decided before things kind of moved with Uncle Rhino, we met, and we instantly were just like people, like connecting. So I was like, that's where I'm going. I got to go.
The three
there.
of us here, we've all had our traumas in different ways.
Yes. Yeah.
We're all survivors.
Yeah.
And that's
what the show's about. And anyone out there that's listening right now, I want them to know that. So this show will go out tomorrow as an actual podcast. So without all the visuals that we keep bringing up. So anyone that's listening, paying attention to Patriots Inside the Wire, patriotsinsidethewire.com. We're on tonight with one of our Christmas shows. We have one tomorrow night as well. That is Katie Beth. And I have Nadia. And I don't think anyone's heard of her yet. And I can't wait. So we've got some rock. We've got a lot going on tomorrow night. One of those.
Tracy, what town are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Okay. Well, and Texas. All right, I got you. We're going to stay incognito.
I am definitely in Texas, and I go all over, but
I'm just curious. I'll be in Fort Worth tomorrow and the next couple of days, and I'm down in Victoria tonight, and I've been playing all over. But
I could get to Fort Hood in 40 minutes, and I can get to the Capitol in about 40 minutes.
Gotcha. For me, everything is
there.
2 hours away unless I'm going to Dallas, Fort Worth, and it's 5.
Okay.
But almost everywhere I go from Victoria is an hour to 2 hours, which is okay. I mean,
well, TMR is right by me, and he already gave it away, and we also said Williamson County, so we pretty much already told where I'm at. So we'll just all watch each other's back. How's that?
Yeah,
we're known for standing up for things and fighting, but right now we are on with Joshua Martin live, who has made it to the final stages of Texas State Songwriters.com / Texas Brew Radio. Texas Brew Radio in its 10th year. The championship finale is this weekend. Uncle Rhino's coming into town and bringing his whole band. And we have a whole lineup that Cynthia has brought in with Texas Brew Radio. Check that out too. I've decided I want to go with Texas Brew Radio. So I can't wait to join the family. There's so much going on between all of us. I can't wait for all of it to come together. We have a lot to bring everybody, not just one. So between all of us working together, we're going to be able to do a lot. And Joshua, I did look you up, and I did know that you served. And I hope you got my email that said it's in Instagram. Thank you for your service. I did see that picture. I just didn't want to pull your veteran pictures tonight. I'm pushing your music, and I want to.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's in there. So TexasStateSongwriters.com / Texas Brew Radio. Right now, Texas Brew Radio, check that out.com. We're on with Cynthia. PatriotsInsideTheWire.com. You can go there as well. You'll find music. You'll find artists. You'll find featured artists. I've got to get Joshua on there now. Joshua, you'll see TMR on mine. I have a lot of featured veterans that are on mine. I'm a Gold Star mom who I don't think I'll ever sing again. I'm not sure.
Oh, you will.
Well,
you'll find your moment.
The cancer surgery, it cut my vocals. So I've got a raspy voice now. We'll see. Cynthia's heard my voice, actually.
And that's funny you mentioned that my sound is raspy, is that I had a lot of injuries through my service with breathing. I've never smoked. I've never chewed. I'm not a tobacco fan. I don't like cancer.
Yeah, me either.
But a lot of my current songs, I used to be able to sing a lot higher with a lot broader range. And this raspy sound that I have now and I sing with, which gets told a lot like Chris Ledoux or Waylon or David Allen Coe, which I'll take it. Or Stevie Ray with Blazing Blues.
Yeah.
But this is not the way I used to be, but it's what I have now, so I go with it. So I will tell you this. I'm sure you have something beautiful there to talk and sing about and write about, so don't give up.
I've got.
Because my vocals changed drastically after my service. And instead of feeling sorry for myself, I can't hit those high notes anymore like Freddie Mercury. I just roll with it. This is me. Like I said, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, Cynthia would know. She can tell you. She's heard them, so has Uncle Rhino. But what I have right now, what I'd like to do is I have a few of your songs in here. I have Find My Way.
That's
the
There's
no
song
words.
off the new record.
There's no words.
That's the title track, which I really has a Wailing Jennings style guitar solo I played on and a really nice beat you can dance to.
Okay.
Find My Way. There's
and
no
then I
words.
have the other one that you
More
said,
upbeat.
you know, that the name.
American Suicide.
There you go.
So here's the thing. There's a stigmatism. And I had a lot of people tell me, don't use that title. And I said, no, so we can hide from it, not be aware, not put it out there. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick with, I wrote this song. This is the title that came to my head. And I'm bringing awareness that while it can be a negative and an ugly, awful thing, it also can bring people together to prevent it.
Well, it is awareness. So we do have to say that again. Call 988.
I know it's never going to be a #1 single, but
Yeah.
musically, I love the way that I wrote it. I love the way it sounds and says, and I'm going to stick by it. And it's on the new record for next year. I can't remember what track it is, 3 or 4, but you know, I'm not changing it for anybody.
You got it. All you have to do, though, I will give you this tip. You know, we're live right now. We'll end up being a podcast later. I constantly have to say this, and you will too. 22 a day. You know, there's 988. There's a lot of help out there. It is about awareness. That's what we're talking about right now. When we bring this up and you hear this, think about doing something about it. Don't think about the opposite. We are talking about making something happen to take care of the people. And so, Joshua, which song would you like? I have Find My Way, There's No Words, and
wow, so they all kind of tie in. So, you know, Find My Way is.
I can play too. What time
and
are
then,
we hitting?
But I mean, American Suicide has the title, but There's No Words is an upbeat song, but we're human. And there's lines in there like, you better thank that sunset better. You got some good friends, you know, and that waking up is a privilege that doesn't last forever. So I'd say let's start with Find My Way, if you don't mind. You don't play whatever part you want.
Here we go.
That's the title track.
Find My Way, which is Joshua. And look, Joshua, I'm going to bring up a lot of your different things about you. So Joshua Martin, you can find Joshua Martin literally by going to his website as well. He is being played on Texas Brew Radio. As a matter of fact, because my station also is playing music, you can find him there. And then I'll talk to Cynthia. We'll get you on there featured. I have a veterans list. And I want everyone listening right now to do this, because people are going to come back tomorrow. That's what happened, Joshua. We'll get a ton of people tomorrow who are going, what are they talking about? So listen, we always have live music at the end of our show, or I play music and I bring up information. So Texas Brew Radio, that's rolling in next year. That's a big announcement. I'm going to take 2 days. We'll see. I'll talk to Cynthia, but I'm going to go back on radio. And I can even change my voice. I won't do it right now, because right now I'm like, we're doing it. We're doing it old school right now. And
well, I like your look and what you have to say and what you stand for. And I really, you know, God bless you.
I just tell the truth
for everybody. You are also a soldier and a sailor. And I've said this to many people I know that have lost loved ones. And my whole family served back to the Revolutionary War to present. And I was the only child. I had to sign a waiver to go to Iraq. And I was just so upset for 9/11 that there wasn't anybody stopping me from going.
Well, that's what got my kid. He's like, and I'm not that old, y'all. So it's like, I have a whole different story too. So I got a lot going on. That I'm bringing to DC. I've been working in Texas. So there's a lot that I'm doing. And now I'm able to spend some of my time after working on getting some things done in our country, literally. Like we just pulled tonight, by the way, that the person that you just had, that's Trump's best friend. That was literally Trump's man in Texas. So the first person that came on tonight, I don't know if you were in as you
I was watching.
Yep, that's who that is. So that is an individual that I work very close with as far as what we're working on. You can't see it right now, but it is on my website. That back there is from Trump. Obviously, look. And if you don't like him, fine. I'm telling you, we can agree to disagree. But what I'm telling you is I'm going to get a lot done. I'm going to get a lot done on the border, and I'm going to make sure that the law that needs to be there and some things that are happening with Gold Star families, Joshua, you brought it up. So we're going to do that.
And I will tell you, as a 100% disabled veteran, I got an end-of-year TRICARE bill of what was still due. Like, are you kidding me? 100% disabled. I got one from my dentist because the coverage was crap, and it was like $495, and I've got it. I'm blessed that I have done well with other investments in my money in my life, that I wasn't relying on my retirement disability. But for the people that are, a $500 bill and a $300 bill at Christmas time can hurt. And I was literally, you know, my girlfriend's a doctor, and she's like, I can't believe you have to pay anything. I'm like, I can't either, but that's our VA system.
Right?
And then, you know, like, I've been trying to get in to see somebody about my back, and like, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. That's a whole other story. So, but again, thank you for being out there.
Oh, I haven't done anything. I just fight, man. I tell my kids that too.
Yeah, but you're doing it now. And, you know, I know your child will be very proud of you. You know, I don't know if you want to say their name or their
Two-Step, Sergeant Two-Step. Yep, I've got many, many songs out there. You're going to find Two-Step somewhere in some of my songs. So I know that you don't write with anyone, but I'll be having my songs out. Uncle Rhino's got a few.
Well, I'm not opposed to it. I'm a lone wolf.
I just want someone to take one of my Gold Star ones and like What We Feel and say, I've got like the Gold Star Anthem. I'm like, listen, you're going to realize nobody knows what Gold Star is. And I'm like, I'm not a Gold Star. Look, I am not a part of.
But you're educating them right now. And that's
I'm educating, but I am not a part of the nonprofit. I want to make that very clear to everybody out there. I am not part of the 501c3 backed up by the government. I am not affiliated. I have Gold Star Family Foundation, Fallen Heroes National Foundation as groups. I did have Military Moms of Texas for 20 years now. So before my son ever went in, it's still there and we still use the resources, but I'm switching gears. I'm going back to fighting some things that need to be done, especially now that he's gone, and what happened to him is not his obituary. So I've got a lot of stuff I need to clean. I also have a Border Patrol agent, for Marine, then border, killed, literally. The two boys were killed the same way. An oath, foreign and domestic. They can go to war and fight, and then they get here on U.S. soil, and then they're killed. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, I think better times are coming for the support for law enforcement, military, and first responders.
Well,
my daughter's a nurse, which I also consider a first responder as an ER nurse.
I do too.
She's on the front lines dealing with people and the injuries and having to take that home and raise her two boys and with her husband. My oldest daughter is married to a detective who's on the SWAT team.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, he was also a Iraq and Afghanistan veteran and highly decorated. There's so many people out there, unsung heroes. And again, it's up to people like us that have a voice to try to put some real daylight on the real issues. And again, I do it through music and talking to people. And your outlet helps me, give me this, literally the microphone to speak to people that, you know, even going back to this current record of mine, If I Fall, you know, if I fall, will you pick me up? Don't let me drown. You know, again, that was a cry for help that I wrote about, not just for veterans, but maybe a bad marriage, maybe domestic abuse, maybe first responders, maybe alcoholism or drug use, where you're in a ditch, you're in a gutter, and you can't climb your way out, and people are like, oh, they'll be fine. No, pick them up, lift them up.
No, I needed that, and so I want to do that, and that's actually where I put myself. So I got the call today that there's a mom who has been fighting, and she's like, hey, do you mind if I share something with you? It may be hard, and it's a picture. And I said, no, send it. No mother should be looking by themselves. Right. And I said, I'm part of your tribe. So, and I'm not
an only child,
military.
so like no brothers and sisters to support me. You
Yeah.
know, kids are grown. It's
and I've lost all of my people. Like they passed, unfortunately. So it's just been interesting. But what we want to do is get to your song. So, because again, this will go out tomorrow as a podcast. So this is why I keep bringing this up. We have Texas Brew Radio.
Zeus, my therapy dog here.
Oh, there you go. And Patriots Inside the Wire here with Joshua Martin, who is holding a dog named Zeus. Because if you're going to listen to the podcast, you're not going to see this adorable little dog waving at you. And at the end of Patriots Inside the Wire, you will always have music. Always. We've got it loaded, ready to go. And then you'll find us on the radio. So we are doing a lot with Texas Brew Radio. You need to stay tuned. What we're going to do right now with Joshua Martin is, Joshua, you said Find My Way, right?
That's the title track of the next record. And it's got a great beat. I was trying to channel Waylon Jennings. Let's rock it.
Let's do it. We've got Joshua Martin right now. This is what I was saying earlier. everybody pay attention. I need you to go to, whether it's Spotify, you're in iHeart. We're on all of that actually too as a show. So we've got music, we've got shows, we've got people. All you have to do is literally, we're on everything. We're on Amazon, Apple, everywhere you can think of that you can listen to anything. We're there as well. But what you have to do is you have to create a playlist. Name that playlist Veteran Music. That's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Veterans Music. And when you add a playlist, you actually get more credit for your music. So you want to start telling everybody, please add a playlist specific for this category, whether it's a patriot or a veteran. And on my show, I say patriot and or veteran. Please make a playlist. And I got to say thank you to the artists who have supported us for a whole year before I finally decided where I was going to go. But right now we're with Joshua Martin. And with Joshua Martin, we are about to play his song. And here it goes. And it is Find My Way. In the meantime, I will be pulling up some pictures.
Advice while the darkness fights the light. I feel all of life's stripes. Well, I don't know if I'll ever change my way. And I don't know if I'll ever find my way. Probably won't. I have taken on the burdens of so many that lost their way. Like a bird in flight, I'll let the wind carry their troubles away. Well, I don't know if I'll ever change my ways. And I don't know if I'll ever find my way. I probably won't, but I'll keep on looking. Life is shorter than you think. So many years and just a blank. Ever wonder what you'd change? It's maybe the others where you've caused pain. Well, I don't know if I'll ever change my ways. And I don't know if I'll ever find my way. I probably won't. Well, I don't know if I'll ever change my ways. And I don't know if I'll ever find my way.
Wow, we love it. Stand by just there for a moment. I wanted to make sure that you got this image here and check out Joshua Martin. Will I ever change my ways? Many feel lost, trying to find their way in this world. They barely recognize, realizing so many things need fixed, but no one is ready to change their ways. Will we ever find our way? Check out JoshuaMartinOfficial.com. He's here live right now.
Thank you so
Joshua,
much.
I love the song.
Well, I'm
Like,
glad
it
it got a little
fits.
step to it, you know. That's
I
my
like
litmus
it.
test.
It-
If you
It's
tap your foot, nod
yeah,
your
it's what I call danceable. I use that
or
word
turn your
the other day.
vehicle,
Somebody's
you
like,
find
"What'd you
yourself.
say?" I'm like, "It's danceable." They were like danceable. What is that? I'm like, I think I've been on air too long.
Can you shake your booty to it?
You
Absolutely.
can move your hat. That's
You
for
said-
sure.
Right. So, and that's again the title track. I wanted to kick it off with old school.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote the song completely on my own. I played the lead guitar and all the fills and rhythm guitar. But I was literally channeling people like Waylon Jennings, Chris Ledoux, Merle, Charlie, all those greats, but specifically Waylon on that one. The guitar solo was definitely, I went for it using the kind of equipment that Waylon used, and the sound came out. And so people are like,
there's no words. Is it kind of along the same family?
No, it's an upbeat song. But again,
You want me to play it? We've got.
Yeah, let's play
We
it.
could be on air another 7 minutes. Cynthia and I are
Let's do
going
that
back
one
and
just
forth.
because it's an upbeat song and about
Okay.
good friends and thanking those sunsets and sunrises. And
All
listen to
right.
the words carefully. And there are people out there that will judge you. And, a bunch of clowns, you'll hear the words.
Joshua Martin right now with us. You can check him out on his website. We've got Texas Brew. We've got the Texas State Songwriters Championship this weekend. If you need to know more, please get in touch with us. All of our websites, literally, you can just check it out. But I say Texas State Songwriters, you can check that out.
We'll be there Saturday night as well. And they got a show Friday.
Yes, Friday.
One's at Pearl Saloon. And
Yep.
by the way, please send me your address because I want to send you a personalized print, CD, and album or whatever you're spending for you personally.
Okay, you got it. I will definitely send it to you. I'm going to play your second song. I love it. And then what I'll do, remember, this goes out as a podcast, and then we'll get it loaded. We'll get Texas Brew, where I have decided to go. I have to do a shout out real quick. Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. Sonny Sauceda, I love you. Vicky Sauceda, his wife, love you back. Everybody working hard out there right now for the votes that are going on. Put it in. It's free. Pick the bronze level. That is trrma.net. trrma.net. Hey, I'm going with Sonny Sauceda and Chuck Weimer. Chuck is a veteran as well. He is picked there in that category. So I do know those folks over there at T3R. So we're working on a lot of things we've got going on. We've got Label 22 in Nashville. Brooks Herring. If you haven't, go to my website, Joshua.
I'm
Check
going
out
to.
a few of those artists. You'll see the veterans that I found Cynthia, and I was like, listen, I'm doing Patriot Fest. It's a whole Patriot chart. So she's like, wait a minute. So we're all doing a lot together. That's the big news tonight. I've been telling everybody, I'm gonna tell you finally what
That's
I
where the
decided.
pieces are coming together. People
They
have been
are,
doing a lot of
they
it
are.
alone, and they're realizing we can't do this alone. It's kind of like
Oh,
it takes $100,000 to make a real record, and people will easily fall into the trap of here's 50 grand. We expect this much more music. We own you. You're going to wear your word play, blah, 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 blah. But I mean,
no.
why my first record took 2 years to do is because I financed it myself and wrote it and brought in people and begged, borrowed, and like bribed
Yeah.
and whatever I could do to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because I refused to sign away and be a number.
Right.
Maybe you make it.
Well,
maybe
I'm
you
going
don't.
to stay independent everywhere I go, except
Right.
for the tribe we're building right now to pull things in together for music. So I'm going to pull Patriot Fest right into what we're doing. It's along the same lines. All we're doing is taking care of people. So
Right.
we are doing a lot of things. We got a lot going on. The TCMAs and the CMAs are on board.
I'm a member of them as well. And,
Yeah, they're on board. So
I was supposed to be there, and I got really sick that morning.
Yeah.
It was like
I
the smart
did not
thing.
go.
When you get the flu or whatever virus, or you
Yeah.
get the fever, I'm not going into a crowded room and meeting and shaking hands with a bunch of
No,
people.
no,
I was
no.
bummed because I had a VIP table, 2 tickets for my girl and I, and I was bummed. I had to just let it go. But it was the right decision. But I'll be back this year, and I can't wait to meet you in person. Hopefully, I'll
Well,
see you.
I will
this
be up
weekend.
there. I wish I could come this weekend, everybody. I want you
Oh,
all
okay.
to go. If anyone is near right now and you still want to enter your song and you feel like you can stand up there and you want to sing it, do it. I have to go out of town. We have, like I said, I've had a lot happen with losing people. So I do have to take care of something. And I'm like, oh my goodness, if it weren't that and me needing to leave, I'd be there in a second. But I
catch you on the
can't.
flip side. And your support
But I
is
will. I
huge.
will be seeing you. I'll be up there the end of March for the award shows, but I'll be there early. I do work. I'll do some work up there, so we'll figure it out and let me know when you're in my area too. But we do the show every Wednesday, and then coming next year, we'll be doing radio a couple of nights a week on top of our show. So we're always, our artists come back. So this is like our Christmas end of the year. You're the featured artist tonight. Tomorrow night we have Katie Beth, who's also going to be in the songwriter rounds finale. So Katie Beth, and Nadia is someone out of Nashville that's just a firecracker. So
there's a lot of them there. I mean,
well,
I've always said back when people pump gas for your car, there are more people pumping gas that will play guitar and out sing you than you ever imagined in Nashville. I mean, I just remember going there in the late 80s, and the talent was incredible. That was your busboy or server or whoever you might see on stage later on,
well,
or who broke
that's
out.
where I grew up. So I grew up around, again, I'm a truth teller. Like, I grew up around things you shouldn't grow up around, but not having things, you know, and then I got to see things. The good thing is that I did get to grow up around music. So
My dad's
following
best friend
around
was in Franklin, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville.
I do have an aunt still that I love dearly who is right there in Franklin. So I go back and forth all the time.
We were just there last month.
No way.
Yeah.
I do. Brian popped up. You'll see a lot of the veterans on there. If they're literally in that area. My brother, who's no longer here, you're talking about your song. We're talking about 22 a day. He's no longer here because of that and because of land grab. I don't know if you know about that, but the farms that are being taken.
That's
another subject that I am on top of.
For me,
Yeah.
See, farm, I hate seeing it.
I'm all over it. Yeah, and that's what happened to him. So he's like, you can't take my land and you can't take anything else. So I got it. I'm handling a lot of different things, but that's okay. I'm taking it straight to the man that got in up there.
That's
so
right. Well,
we'll
and,
get it
and,
done.
and the higher authorities, and we'll need to talk offline. Like there's things I can't talk about on live interviews, but I have a lot of family health issues, and we all have our trials and tribulations. But again, it is important to talk about it. Like there's things that are too personal to put out on radio or live video stream.
Yeah.
But again, people, you're not alone. Everybody in America, man, woman, and child, deal with all kinds of
stumbles, like massive.
And it's important to stick together and be strong and find outlets to talk about it. And again, I've been offered on-road shows with military organizations about suicide, drug addiction, alcoholism, domestic violence. And unfortunately, I really don't have the time. A good friend of mine who's a retired colonel asked me to go on the road with him and speak to people because I'm also a prior deputy sheriff, city police officer, 2 tours in Iraq and 23 years in the Coast Guard. I actually spent 30 years of total service. And I was young back then. I raised my hand as a sheriff's deputy at 20, going to the academy at 21. I was a baby, you know, and I'm still proud of my service. Like it was different back then.
No, I'm grateful for someone like you.
Would follow somebody home. Like, I think you had a little too much, you know, where you live at. We would follow people home back then or call them a cab. It wasn't all the money involved in lawyers where the bail bonds that's got to be involved, the DUI lawyer or whatever else. I can talk about it that, you know, honest to God, like I would never do it again. And the people that are doing it now, hats off. Like, it's not worth the money.
We have to remember that they're people. That's what I keep telling everybody.
They have families, and most of them are very good people. And for every one bad apple, there's 100,000 good ones.
Of course, and that's why Patriots. I'm sure you get the name Patriots Inside the Wire was chosen for a reason, and Inside the Wire, I'm safe. So you are too. So on this show, as it goes out, and you're all watching it, I'm going to clip out the back end of some songs, make sure, Joshua, we get them out. And I'm going to play right now. We just did On Find My Way with Joshua Martin.
Let's do
right now. Here we go. Here we go, Joshua. I'm going to do There's No Words.
Happier song.
Joshua. Yeah, Joshua Martin. Here it is. And he's with us live, y'all. Check it out.
I've made some heartbreaks. I've felt deserve shake. I've made the major mistakes in this life. And when you're going down, there's no lifelines. You can't leave the past behind, 'cause it'll be right there. There's no words to express this hurt. Life can be unkind when you deserve more. The good ones will get you through. All you gotta do is to be true. There's been some dark times, but I can feel the sunshine coming through, and I can feel the warmth. They're all just standing in line, so easy to judge someone else's life. I'm better off without those fools. There's no words to express this hurt. Life can be unkind, you deserve more. The good ones will get you through. All you gotta do is be true. Gotta love those sunsets, and even better yet, some good friends to help you through those dark nights. You better thank that sunrise that's shining in your eyes. It's a privilege that won't last forever. There's no words to express this hurt. Life can be unkind when you deserve more. The good ones will get you through. All you gotta do is to be true. This hurt. Life can be unkind when you deserve more. The good ones will get you through. All you gotta do is be true.
I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. It's like the anthem. It's like, man, all you gotta do is be true. I feel like I've said that a million times.
All of his songs are so real like that.
Right, Cynthia?
And the world
It's like,
can be unkind, you know.
just be nice, man. Like,
Even
tell
when you
the
deserve
truth.
more. I mean, if you listen to the words very carefully, it's truly the only shot across the bow is like, you know, all those fools, whatever. But I mean, thinking that sunrise and that sunset and shining in your eyes, it's a privilege that won't last forever. People have to recognize that we're human and that we don't know when our last day is our last, and to enjoy it and be thankful and take care of your neighbor and whatnot. And while, you know, I'm religious, but not super religious, but I do believe that the teachings are important, you know, and I hope that, you know, no matter what people think and do, that there are some, just again, being kind, taking care of your neighbor, thou shalt not steal, you know, and those things. Stealing leads to a lot of evils. It runs down a rabbit hole, and drugs and that go hand in hand.
The one thing leads to the other. That's true. That is very, very true. There's no words. Find my way. I mean, all of that. Telling the truth. Truth teller is something that we have a series, truth teller and singer-songwriter sessions. So we'll get on here live and do like the old school jam sessions, just like you're grabbing a guitar there.
Well, I mean, and that the whole song, you know, again, like the whole, you know, I've made some heartbreaks. I have. I've felt this earth shake. I've made the major mistakes in this life. And when you're going down like a ship sinking, there's no lifelines. You're struggling, but you can't leave the past behind, because it'll be right there. And it always is. It never goes away. You know, that's the lesson too, as you forge this way through life, that, you know, you're making your past. And, you know, I'm not proud of all of mine. I've made plenty of mistakes, but I'm trying to be much better in the future. And again, my second summer of living, you know, I'm trying to be the best person I can, taking care of a lot of people more so than myself. And I have to remind myself I have to take care of me occasionally, which is same with you. Don't forget to take care of yourself there, darling.
Yeah, you already pegged me, huh?
If you have time for a clip of the last one, it has a really
yeah.
It comes off somber for a reason.
Right.
American suicide.
I got the support.
It has a lot of finger picking in it and playing. The electric guitar kicks in, but it's a short song, so we might be able to sneak it in. I think it's just like 2 minutes and change.
All right. Cynthia, we're good. You want to sneak it in?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's a
all
good
right.
song.
I will.
This one goes out to all the veterans and everybody struggling, first responders, whether domestic violence, abuse, suicidal, you're having a hard time, you're into drugs or alcohol, and you're trying to dig your way out. Like, you know, this song is to bring a light to, while we're in this American suicide of dividing and killing our country, we can fix it together. And just remember, do what you can now while you're still gold and not dust.
That's true. That is very true. I can tell you right now that the Gold Star families that are going to hear this are going to be like, wait, we're going to use that for something.
Go ahead.
I have been chanting this whole time, like, there needs to be a Gold Star. I have one written. It's the Gold Star Family Anthem. We'll see. It's in here. I will not play it live, but
so the
I will.
25 record of 10 songs coming out. There's actually a song called "Fight This War" that I wrote on my way to my first tour in Iraq.
Wow.
And I played it for Cynthia before, but I mean, I rarely play it out. It took me a long time to even play it. And we had a friend that was killed over in Kuala Lumpur in the Kabah sectors of Iraq. That was a friend of mine's roommate. Regardless, there's actually another song on the new record that is absolutely for every veteran out there, in my experience of going into my first war zone. But for now, thank you for highlighting American suicide, where we just bring some people together and talk about that we're vulnerable, but we're stronger together.
We are. Let's bring the people together. This is Joshua Martin. We're going to go into his song right now. And remember, there is always a way. Please reach out. If it's calling 988, we're bringing awareness. That's what we're doing. That is the reason that Joshua Martin has said, I'm going to use what title I want. I've served, and that is what it's for. It is for our freedoms. It is for our rights. It is for the words that we have and the music that we have. So we're giving a voice to the voiceless tonight. And right now we're going to play this song by Joshua Martin. The voice for the voiceless is American Suicide.
It's American suicide. but don't throw any stones. From rags to riches and gold to dust, we live in a world where you can't trust. It's American suicide.
That like, when is that out?
Yeah, that's on Spotify and iTunes right now.
I've heard it like
the weekend before the
here it is again.
Give a
And
shout
also
out.
there's
The female vocalist is Sarah Meneke. She's the lead singer of the King Being a Singers, who came in last minute singing this album with me. And man, what a voice! I honestly can see this song in like a Marvel Comics with the mountains coming down and lava coming out of it, whatever. And when she's like bringing it up, and it's actually her man is playing the B3 and the keyboard. It's Wes Scrimshire.
I was going to say, who's playing that guitar?
That's me.
Oh.
And lead as well. Yeah, that's all me. And thank you.
It.
My old Stratocaster, like Stevie Ray played, same year, it's a 63.
I love it.
Straight up. But her voice, like bringing down the mountains. I mean, she like, where my voice is my voice. Hers, she is a trained blues singer, jazz singer.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm bringing this blues jazz singer into a country record, and that song I would call alt country. But I mean, we're building it up, and it's got that. It's building up. That's on my acoustic, obviously, but on the electric guitar, I'm blazing as she's bringing that vocals up, and then her, Wes brings in that keyboard. Like Nico, the engineer and drummer, said, "Take us to church, Wes." And he hits that B3 key organ. That organ was actually a '50s B3 organ. It was from a church that I was used to go to when I was a kid. That actually song was recorded in a Baptist church where I used to go to like Sunday school when I was a kid. And that organ in there sounds incredible. And that was what was used on that song.
Do you, Joshua, do you know this individual? Jack Reeves, Wizard Dragon?
Don't know him.
I don't know either, but sounds like he knows a lot about audio engineering, saying everyone drank too much, just like the audio engineer. Like, okay, buddy. The songs tonight have been amazing, literally. We're going to wrap this up. But again, Joshua, every one of those songs, I love it. We'll cut out the back end and we'll make sure that music gets out. And then that could be, in reels. And then I'll get with Texas Brew Radio. And again, this weekend, good luck. Everything.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Saturday.
Yes, Friday night, Horace Hall, December 20th, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday night, all day long at Madame Pearl's Saloon in the downtown Fort Worth Stockyards. Starts at 1 p.m. There are 15 contestants. Our founder, we have Chaser Crouch, Moho Brothers, our special guests, Uncle Rhino, legendary Uncle Rhino stepping in to support the songwriters, Bad Boy Leroy. And then our winners are going to close out the night. It's just amazing how many artists we were able to cram into that time. It really
is. It is. So again, that's TexasStateSongwriters.com. It's the /final 2024. It is this weekend. It is the championship right now. And just like tonight, our guest on, we've got another guest tomorrow night. It's Thursday live again with Patriots Inside The Wire. Katie Beth will be on, as well as another artist out of Nashville. But Katie Beth is also within all of this that is going on, too, with Texas State Songwriters. So check out TexasStateSongwriters.com. Stay tuned to Texas Brew Radio, Patriots Inside the Wire. Joshua Martin is a big part of all of this, as well as many others. I know we've said Uncle Rhino's name a million times in here tonight, so everybody's hitting on that. I got to say thank you to Mr. Sid Miller. Thank you again to Gunny Claus. Thank you again out there to TMR, the Marine rapper. Thank you again to Jim McCullum, our lovely co-host, who bowed out because we're going full-on music tonight. And then thank you to Joshua Martin for being here and everything that you do. Thank you to Cynthia at Texas Brew Radio and Texas State Songwriters Championship semifinals, as she mentioned, Friday. Horace Hall, December 21st at 6 p.m.
December 20th. That's a typo one. And for some reason, it would not let me swap out the thing without deleting the post. And it had already been shared a ton, so I just left it.
So Friday night is the 20th. Yes, Friday night is the 20th. It is this Friday night, 6 p.m. Horace Hall. Hey, if you're a songwriter and you still want to enter, it's $15. That is nothing. If you're around the area, please get in touch with them. It is you could come to us, but TexasStateSongwriters.com. Check that out and go see what everything's about. But stay tuned. We have a lot coming to you again on the. It's funny. So TCMAs, I was talking to today. Jokes and strokes for folks, y'all. We had funny finds on here, and that's 16K worth of people that are nothing but just wanting to hear all sorts of fun and funny. TMR was going over his numbers as well and what there was. So I'm kind of like you, Joshua. We've got, depends on what you're looking at with me, but, you know, somewhere probably around 42,000 on Facebook. I don't really go by Facebook, but we're rebuilding too. So that is one of those things we're doing. And your buddy here, if it's not your buddy, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the messages. As long as those messages stay positive, we are all good. We're all about people, taking care of people, and being patriots. Mr. Joshua Martin is right here. He is the artist of the songs that we were just playing. If you'd like to check out Mr. Joshua Martin, you can find him on every platform that there is, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, but go to Spotify, check out his music, everything that's going on right now. Texas Brew Radio, Texas State Songwriters Championship this weekend. Thank you, Cynthia, for being here tonight. Thank you, Joshua. We're going to roll out right now. I sent you in the private, if you'll stand by when we leave, I have to close out some things, so don't go anywhere yet. We're going to close this out for you. But thank you for tuning in to everyone out there. Tomorrow, we know that if you did not watch this live, you literally end up watching it the next day. So we want
thank
to
you,
say
Tracy, and thank you, Cynthia, for joining me and putting me
definitely.
on. Well, I much appreciate you, both you ladies, and all you do, and it's been an honor. Again, thank you so much for highlighting some of my songs and my cause and my history.
For sure.
And you know, people, they're going to love and hate things, and they're going to judge. I can tell you, like Uncle Rhinus, I got skin like Rhino. I'm bulletproof. So fire away. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. If you do,
I was going to say, I'm going to send that one to you. So, Mr. Wizard, you're welcome to send the messages to Joshua Martin. I'm sure he'd gladly take your messages, but thank you for tuning in. We're all about helping the people. So, and that means we're all watching each other's backs. We're all taking care of each other, all for the common good of helping the people. We're going to roll out. Don't go anywhere yet. If you do, we will lose your audio. So stand by right now, and we're going to roll out. You've been on Patriots Inside the Wire tonight. We want to say thank you to you. Happy holidays, whether that's a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I just want to let you know that there is always a way and that you are important. And, you know, it's been an interesting 2 years, and I'm glad we've ended up where we are. So, Joshua, I'm glad you're closing this night out. It's called Wednesday Warriors. We're back tomorrow night with Katie Beth. Do not forget that. And Nadia out of Nashville. My goodness, she is electric. But Joshua, stand by.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two-Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share.
So I'm my brother Two-Step.
There, you heard it. That's a little brother who's really mad about the fact that nobody's paying attention to where is his brother. So, vocals, by the way, Mrs. Texas Brew, Cynthia, Joshua. We need a new intro. Whoever gets their album in there, every time I go live, they drop. Their album drops every single time. We are looking for someone to replace that and replace the vocals. Listen to his voice for the voiceless. So that's a little too monotone for me. I like to get in there and I will make things rowdy because I got to fight. That's how I came in this world. That's how I'll go out. But I do it the right way. So thank you for joining us on Patriots Inside the Wire. Stand by. I'm going to close this out here. Again, thank you to everyone out there for joining us with Joshua Martin, Texas Brew Radio, and everyone else on the show. Wednesday Warriors, tune in tomorrow night.